Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. On a Friday, Alan Stiles, Chris Watkins taking you up to 2 p.m. Simone behind the glass today, so you know it's going to be a good time. We have some prop talk that we will get to with T-Swizzle, Taylor Swift, and Usher, baby. I saw something on Usher, by the way, and what he did, because I follow him on Instagram. And he's dropping an album either the week of Super Bowl.
I think I saw he dropped a single this morning.
And it's a good one. It's a good one. He's got the Afro beats going. And Usher's always been a chameleon. He can always change things, right? So Usher announces a new album, and somebody says, respectfully, don't play none of that on Super Bowl.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, dude.
Don't do that.
Just play the hits.
Just play the hits. So we have some props on that. So going to be a fun show on a fun Friday. We are premiering a new segment, Fair or Foul. We will continue to do this when we have these stories. Some will be about sports. Some won't be. That is at 1 p.m. I have a story myself, as we discussed the last time I had a gym situation. This time, I may be the problem. So I'm going to break that down. That's at 1 p.m. We also have some sports stories that are either fair or foul that we will break down. But first, and obviously the most important story going on right now, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis snubbed from the All-Star game, as it happens way too often in Sacramento, just forgotten, disrespected, and the chips on their shoulders better be Frito-Lay family size, because Chris Watkins, This is absurd.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I didn't think both would get in, but one absolutely should have gotten in. And Domantas Sabonis, just the fact that he's putting up the numbers that he's putting up and has had the month that he had in January and doesn't get named, it's so many things. It's so wrong. And De'Aaron too. I mean, De'Aaron definitely has a case. He's now one of a few 27 point per game scorers who hasn't made an all-star game. And I'm sure one of them will get thrown in via injury replacement. There's always at least one guy who can't make it. So I'm sure they'll get one of those guys in. It'll probably be Sabonis, but you're right. Like, this should definitely add a chip to your shoulder, and definitely, it might not be tonight, but second half of the season, they got some people that coaches that they have to show that y'all clearly are not familiar with our game, because it's insane that they get nobody in that game. Yeah, I don't even really care about the All-Star.
Right.
Like, I don't think De'Aaron literally said, I don't really care, but it's more of just a respect thing, honestly.
That's right. It is a respect thing. And when we talk about, the All-Star game is a popularity contest, a lot of times we put that on the fans. And we saw how the fans voted, and we get all that. But when you talk about it being a popularity contest, it's not just about the fans. A lot of these guys get caught up in it too. And it feels like these coaches and the players, they got caught up in whatever you want to call it. The problem is just that there was no consistency. So you have Devin Book. And look, the Steph Curry thing, we can argue till we're blue in the face. Right. But the bottom line is Steph was going to get in.
Steph is Steph, and he gets in.
Steph is Steph, and he gets in. You have Karl Anthony Towns, who does not have the same stats as Domantas Sabonis, but
he's got a 62-point loss, like a 62-point game in a loss.
In a loss, but that team is number one in the West, right? Okay, cool. But then my issue is you have Karl Anthony Towns in with lesser stats because they're number one in the West, but then you have Devin Booker in who has better stats than De'Aaron Fox, sure, but they're number 6 in the West and the Kings are number 5. So there's just no consistency.
Somebody make it make sense, right?
There's no consistency to me.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I guess we're the crazy ones for wanting some sort of consistency in an all-star game, but it's ridiculous. I mean, you said it up top though. I mean, I think that the fact that it is Sacramento plays a little bit of it as well. I mean, when you see two LA, the Lakers getting two people in, you see, did the Clippers end up getting PG and Kawhi in?
I don't think PG got in.
Gotcha. So, I know James Harden didn't get in either.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's ridiculous that the Lakers, who are, in the play-in and have been the entirety of the year, I get you have to have LeBron in there. And it makes sense to get AD in there, but I think you just have to have a better system, some sort of clarity of how to get here. And, if not, then, I guess we're all just, unless this is just the new norm, which I think this is also kind of turning into, where it really isn't about logic or anything like that. Like you said, it's just a big popularity contest and everyone knows, because you could even argue Karl Anthony Towns isn't even the big man who should have gotten in from his own team.
Right.
Like, there's a much better argument for Rudy Gobert. Like, I could have understood if coaches said, hey, we're going to value Rudy Gobert with this last spot in the All-Star draft because he's
people don't like him.
He's but he's the anchor of the best defense in the NBA and that one seed in the Western Conference. I could have lived with that, but it doesn't make sense. Again, to your point about consistency, where does it make sense to throw Karl Anthony Towns in there besides the fact that he had a huge scoring night? And yeah, Cat is pretty well known, and they lost that game.
And he got benched in that game, by
the way.
Did
I mishear? Did you guys say Paul George not a reserve? He is.
I have not checked. Yeah, I didn't check the list. He is. Yes,
he is a reserve? Because I was watching
Kawhi
TNT.
Leonard and Paul George are both in
I was
there.
watching. Did TNT do every reserve?
I believe so. Yeah, they should have,
live.
yeah.
Okay, somehow I missed it because I know he was only on Kenny's. He wasn't even on anybody else's list.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous that makes it even worse. Honestly, if you get two Clippers in there, you get two Lakers in there, you get a Warrior in there. It's just can you just fit one King in there? I mean, it just makes sense because the Kings, they slipped a little bit, a couple weeks ago, but they never fell back further than 7, and even now they're right back to 5. And you can maybe say that they split votes. That's always the classic case when you have guys for MVP who are taking votes away from each other. So who knows? It could have just been that the coaches around the league couldn't pick one of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, and so they kind of, in a weird way, took votes away from each other.
Yeah, I think I was watching it, and I think they did it in 2 stints. So I only saw the second one where they named off Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, and Karl Anthony Towns. So they did the other guys, I think, separately. Yeah, that's bad. It's bad, and look, luckily, obviously, De'Aaron Fox said he doesn't care. He had that. It was kind of confusing floating around. He posted a food truck, but he's clearly not at the taco truck because they're not in Sacramento right now.
Indiana.
So, Chris, you had we could take it there on a Friday. You had a little bit of a conspiracy theory on why he posted that.
Yeah. So, and I think I saw it on Twitter. But so I don't want to take all the credit for it, but it was Banzito's Tacos, which shout out Banzito's. It's like a really popular food truck in the Kings Twitter Spaces. One of a member of Kings Twitter owns the taco truck, and he's always posting pictures. They look bomb. And I think he's been out to De'Aaron's house a couple times for events or whatever. But point is, he posts the taco truck from Banzito's. Banzito's is obviously, like, it's a name off of Banditos. Banditos is like a robber, like a person, like a thief. I mean, essentially. Yeah. And you can draw the correlation there of saying because literally De'Aaron posted it 10 minutes after All-Star get announced. And as you said, he's not physically at the taco truck. So, you're only left to connect the dots there. And I think that's De'Aaron's way of saying he was robbed.
That's very Drake of him.
It's
very
incredibly
Drizzy
Drake
of him. Shout out to the Sack Chat, Ryan Williams Art. Look for a big chip on Sabonis's shoulder. Nicely done, Ryan Williams. Shoulder. Nicely done, Ryan Williams Art. Yeah, and that has to be the case. Yeah. And I know, Chris, you said throughout the course of the season, but I'm looking for it tonight. I'm looking for it tonight because Halliburton was on a minutes restriction. He probably won't play. We'll know more by the end of the show whether it's official or not. But yeah, you got to go out tonight and really just not prove anyone wrong. What's done is done, but just make a statement. And I saw Kevin Herter even tweet about it and just say this is ridiculous. the bottom line is that both of them weren't going to get in just due to some guys getting grandfathered in, like a Steph Curry. But to not have either of them, I think that's what is a bit egregious about the whole thing. And more specifically, I mean, half of the guys, when they're naming these dudes off and their rankings, they were behind Sabonis.
Yeah.
That's what is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. And, you know, I don't know how the voting works within the media and the players and the coaches, but if there's one entity to ask, right? I don't think there is, but it's just why? What is it based on? And he's putting up wilt numbers, quite literally, Sabonis. What is it with how he's doing this that is not resonating, or just what's missing here?
Yeah, I honestly think that it has more to do with it's not on Sabonis. I think this is more honestly there's been a lot of chatter about it, but they need to expand the rosters. Like there's just too much talent. I don't think it has to do with coaches not liking Sabonis's play. I think it's the fact that they have so many different guys to choose from that they're instead, it's not, we don't like what Sabonis or the Kings are doing. It's we're rewarding Minnesota for what they're doing in the same way that the Kings last year.
But then they're rewarding Devin Booker.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, Devin Booker, I think they would just argue is, hey, we got to get a guy from, they feel it's more urgent to get a guy from the Suns. I mean, I think the Kings last year had 2 All-Stars, and you could have argued, hey, why do the Kings have 2? You know, I'm sure there was some other organizations that
they got Kevin Durant.
That's right. He was he's starter, a starter as well. Right. That's right. I mean, there you go. I mean, it adds to the argument, but no, I don't think it's, I think that it's just, if they were to, I don't think it has to do necessarily with what Sabonis and Fox didn't do. I think it's more what the coaches feel like those other guys have done for their teams. And I don't think they're really thinking about, oh, we have to get a king. And I just don't think that the Kings are at the forefront of their mind either. Like they're quite literally in the middle of the pack of the Western Conference. So I just think that they're a little bit out of mind. And again, I do think that they split votes too.
Yeah, they just weren't low enough to get paid attention to. Look how they're keeping them alive and not high enough. It's an excuse. It's a bad look, but you know, unfortunately Sacramento is used to it. And you know, you just use it as motivation. That's what this is all about. All right, get into a break. When we get back, continuing the conversation. And yeah, it's a bit eye-popping when you hear and when you see the actual stats that these guys are working with, and it's just not resonating with these dudes, or not resonating enough. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia. Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
This is per StatMuse. Sabonis since January 1st. 20.8 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game, 9 assists per game, 66.5 field goal percentage, 71% three-point percentage, leading the league in rebounds and assists in that stretch.
That's crazy.
Domantas Sabonis is currently averaging 19.9 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. That's in total. Only one other player in NBA history has ever finished a season with at least 19, 13, and 8. Wilt Chamberlain.
Never heard of him.
Wilt Chamberlain.
My goodness. I've said it before, but anytime you have a stat and it says the only other person to do this is Wilt Chamberlain, that means what you did is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And you said 19.9 points. So we're one big game against Indiana, his former team, away from this man being 20, 13, and 8, which is absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Nikola Jokic, I think last year he was at 20 plus, but he didn't have that many rebounds. And I think he plateaued at like 9.5 assists. He might've gotten up to near 10, but you're not supposed to do that as a big. He's like 7th in the NBA right now in assists. That's just not supposed to happen.
Because he touches the ball on every possession.
Right, exactly. Every single possession. Right. That's exactly why. I mean, it's insane. I mean, and that's where Karl Anthony Towns, he's averaging 23 points to Sabonis' 19.9, but go down just about every other number. And Sabonis is killing him. Yeah. I mean, that's the one to me. Like, I think the De'Aaron Fox, you can have an argument for it, and it's whatever. At the end of the day, again, he didn't campaign for it, so I don't know. I'm not going to campaign for him either. But Domantas Sabonis, there's no excuse. There's no reason that you can justify for not having him in.
Zero. You even got Bill Simmons.
Yeah, right. That's how you know it's bad.
Bill Simmons came out, and even he just felt like, the Kings got the shaft because you cannot say that these are the best players. I mean, right now, and to not have either guy makes absolutely zero sense to me. This is what Bill Simmons said. This was 2 hours ago. Just catching up with All-Star nominations. 2 Lakers and 0 Kings. That's absurd. Compare 3 through 12 Kings with 3 through 12 Lakers. Pretty even, right? Sac is 27 and 19. LA is 25 and 25. Come on. Also, Towns over Sabonis. And then he does a thumbs down emoji. But I think this is ultimately great for Sac. Chip on the shoulder time in all caps.
I agree with like 80% of that. Yeah, I don't agree with a 3 through 12 thing. That's absurd. Mm-hmm. The Kings have a much better 3 through 12 than the Lakers do. But it does help the Kings argument, so I'm not going to push against it. No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. There's no justification besides the fact that they are the LA Lakers. I mean, you can't. It's one thing to have LeBron in there, and AD is definitely deserving. I'm not trying to take away from AD because you look at his numbers, and it would probably be just as, if not more crazy for AD to not be in there. But, the problem is really in Sacramento, we were told for years when DeMarcus Cousins was putting up 27 and 12 in the regular season, we were told, it's great that he's putting up crazy numbers, but you guys are the 12 seed right now. And that was at the point where you only allowed 8 teams in the playoffs. So, maybe if you guys were winning games, we can get your guy in there. But since you guys are so bad, well, now the Kings have the success and you're rewarding them. They have 2 players now who are worthy of getting in, and to get none it's tough. And I guess the only thing you can hope is that maybe the NBA, we know that they like to make things happen. Maybe the Kings can start getting some favorable calls here, or maybe we can, maybe they can change the script writers a little bit and make the Kings go to the 2nd or 3rd round. There's got to be some sort of positive that the Kings can take from this. I definitely think it's just like Bill said, but you said it as well. You just got to use this as a chip on your shoulder and use it to say clearly, no one believes in us. This is we always joke about how the Niners are, making up, being the underdogs and people hating on them. Well, this is a very real thing that you can take to your locker room and say, they don't respect us. They don't think that what we're doing is real. They would much rather have all of these other sideshows out there. They just think, yeah, it was a fun story last year, but you guys, that was last year. You guys are last year's news, and we're ready to move on from you. Show them that you guys are still very, very relevant. I think that's a very real thing that they can use as motivation the rest of the year.
I just don't understand how somebody can be. This is actually an hour ago. And maybe things have changed, but the last time I checked, Sabonis was 7th on the MVP ladder. So the NBA.com just dropped this an hour ago. The MVP ladder: Jokic 1, Shea 2, Joel Embiid 3, Giannis 4, Tatum 5. The next 5. Okay, so this is weird. This is very interesting. All right. Oh no, it's not interesting. Domantas Sabonis is still. I thought I overlooked it. Domantas Sabonis is still number 7 on the MVP ladder. He is obviously. I don't need to tell you. He's obviously the only player on the MVP ladder not in the All-Star game.
Of course, right.
Everybody else is in the All-Star game.
I mean, what else do you like? I mean, that's MVP, and that's of the whole league. That's not even just of the Western. It's not MVP of the Western Conference. Like, that's insane. How can you say in the same breath? How can you say this man is 7th? Is right now in the running is 7th place for our best player of the season trophy?
This was an hour ago,
and yet we can't squeeze him into the best 15 or whatever 14 players of his own conference. Make it make sense. It's just insane. Like, I don't know how. And the problem is, again, this is the problem with the league being so deep. I can't necessarily poke holes in anybody else's case, really, with the exception of Steph. Because of his team's success. Like, everybody, all the All-Stars have numbers. All of them have legitimate reasons why they should be in.
But I can't even. But it's more than Steph, because it's the whole thing. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns are in the next 5. So they're in the 15, sure. Right? And it's tough because we understand, actually, if we do this, he might be the only one out of the 15. Yeah, because Jalen Brunson's in, Anthony Edwards got in, Halliburton's in, Donovan Mitchell.
Yes,
Donovan Mitchell's in, and Karl Anthony Towns is in. He's the only one out of the 15.
Right.
And and
he's higher than Karl Anthony Towns on said MVP.
Yes, and there's no LeBron anywhere. There's no AD anywhere. There's no Paul George anywhere. Sure.
Absolutely. No, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know if Adam Silver cares or not, but I don't understand how this happens. How is this morally right? How can you be on an MVP ladder?
I think their only justification is, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the number 1 seed in the West, and that's a small market, and that's a really big moment for them. And you could make the argument. They got one, but even then, it was Anthony Edwards as a reserve. They got the one, and again, I think that I would absolutely Sabonis is more worthy than Karl Anthony Towns. That is a wrongdoing that the NBA should try and undo somehow. You don't need to take Cat's spot away, but you have to get Sabonis in there. But I mean, at the same time, it's like the Kings got 2 of their all-star. Like it's kind of how it was done. Like, it's how it's done is if you have a lot of success for a team, a lot of the times they like to reward you by getting 2 all-stars in there. It's it's one of those situations where someone's going to get the short straw, and the Kings unfortunately got the short straw. You could argue twice.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, we talk more about this popularity contest as media and players try to.
This is coaches. This is coaches. This is the coaches' decision.
Yes,
this has nothing to do with players or media.
They try
all coaches.
Well, well, there's the breakdown, right?
Well, the reserves were all named by the coaches,
right? And basically, what I'm saying is, these coaches are clout chasers. Got to get to a break. When we get back and continue the conversation about this popularity contest. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Let's go, Sacramento.
The NFL's leading.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-220-6697 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-220-6697. That's 800-220-6697. What do you have to lose? Call 800-220-6697. Again, 800-220-6697.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Simone is talking about the Paris Hotel, playing this song as we get ready to go to Vegas. Got a text here. This is what we're dealing with. Got a text here from a buddy of mine. He's a Warriors fan. He's in the Bay listening to the show because we're going global with this thing, by the way. We're going global with this thing. I got Warriors fans listening, and we got our Kings fans
It's
listening.
not global.
It's on. We're on the way. We take over California first. Take over NorCal. Nobody want to see Sabonis in the All-Star game. Can he even dunk? Can he even get thrown a lob?
So
come on, man.
For sure.
But honestly, I read this because this is the national. Could this be is this my buddy or is this a coach in the NBA? Honestly.
There's no way.
Honestly, the disrespect is insane.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, you need to rebound. You need rebounders in the All-Star game. That's what his role is, De'Aaron, honestly, De'Aaron's the one who I'm telling you.
Well, they're chucking it up.
De'Aaron does not like the All-Star. I was watching on my phone. I have clips of, I was at Salt Lake last year, and I forgot how bad it was. He had no interest in anything going on. I mean, of course, it's a great marketing and branding opportunity, but all of the events, all of the, even the practices, the media available, all of it was, I can't wait till I get home vibes. And I think that he's made it very clear he did not want to go this year. And I think in a weird way, if you were to ask De'Aaron, I think Domas is probably upset at the disrespect, but if you were to give them truth serum, they're probably glad that they're not going to Indy for the All-Star game because they get to rest and they get to hang out with their family. And I think with how this season is gone, I would probably prefer that they take a week off and get a good hard reset instead of, 3 days of really chill, relaxed, and then right back into the season. I think in a weird way, it'll help them.
De'Aaron, I got you.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about my guy, Sabonis, who lets out war cries, who is a dog.
Yeah, sure.
He is very open about this stuff. He was very open about the in-season tournament as well.
He was the biggest fan
I wanted Sabonis. De'Aaron doesn't want to go. Don't go.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to go.
Don't go to Indy. Sorry.
Just don't go.
It also would have been a cool. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Sabonis being an All-Star back in Indy.
He's seventh.
Yeah. Seventh? Yeah.
Seventh.
Yeah.
Okay. The popularity contest. Were you popular in high school? Would you consider yourself popular?
No, I mean, no.
Simone?
Yeah. I mean, like, like,
what's going on here?
I mean, like,
or weren't you? You know where you stood.
Please be honest.
I mean, what like, I wouldn't say I was the most popular kid, but like, sure. I mean, but it's not like conversations were just like, I was never the main story.
You were not the Sacramento.
I was definitely not the main story.
You weren't the Sacramento of the high school.
Whoa, what does that mean?
Not popular. Not popular.
Wait a second, Mr. Beam. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying what we're seeing. They are not getting their flowers because they are not viewed as popular in the NBA. Were you or were you not the Kings of your high school?
There we go, Kings. All right, don't disrespect the city.
I'm talking about the Kings.
No, I was not the Kings of my high school.
You would say,
you know.
Did you know, like, okay, did a lot of
Phoenix
different
Suns, y'all? Like,
I like that.
Did a lot of different groups know you? Were you nominated for homecoming? I need to know these things.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't like homecoming king or court like popular, so that's why I'm like, no, like I wouldn't outright like just say absolutely.
Sure,
like,
but.
Y'all should have seen how many letters I had on my Letterman.
I hear you.
No.
I hear you.
No.
I'm just, we're trying to bring this back and see how we can build up the Kings' popularity. Simone, where were you at?
I guess now that you say that, I was in homecoming court.
Right.
I was, emceeing
we got
stuff.
We got the Lakers here. We got the Lakers
you
here.
You were, Simone? You said you were homecoming court?
Yeah.
Oh, we get the Lakers. But okay, so if you won, you're the Lakers. If you didn't, I guess you'd be the Clippers.
Were you the people's champ?
This was sophomore year. I don't know.
Sophomore year?
Ooh.
In the court sophomore year? Yes. No, come on now. See, we need, that's why we need to get the Kings to
Notice how Alan's not talking about his high school experience.
I know what it is. You know what it is. That's because you know what it is. I don't need to sit here and brag. You know what it is. I was more the funny guy.
3-time homecoming king.
3-time. They voted me to do announcements
They said we're putting term limits on it.
They said, Alan, you have to leave. You graduated now.
We can't name you homecoming king as you're a freshman in college.
You cannot do the announcements again. You're done.
What about homecoming
remote
and queen? Both of the titles. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're going to transform the Kings.
Sure.
Because this is ridiculous.
Is that what we're talking about? Okay, I lost track of where we were going.
It's a fun Friday.
How are we gonna?
There.
Yeah, I like this. How are we gonna change their popularity?
Do they need a makeover?
Yeah, right. I think so. Is this a Mean Girl situation where we need to almost Trojan horse them a bit? Make them feel like.
Because this is crazy. The coaches not recognizing players.
Well, hey,
media, whatever.
The Fox Reign ones is step one. Okay. In terms of gaining popularity, we got to get the
is
signature
shoe.
We got to get I don't know. That's what he was calling the PEs. So we got to get some signature shoes out there. That definitely helps, right? Like he's on number 15 on the jersey list. That'll help.
Sabonis, you know what? Sabonis always rocks Kobe's. We need Sabonis to rock some very specific PE Kobe's.
Yeah.
Hit up PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
We need to get the swag right.
Sabonis also little too humble. Like we forget Sabonis a bit of he comes from basketball royalty here and
he's got it in his blood.
That's what I'm saying. We need some overseas votes.
Yeah.
Come on. Can we get some we saw Andrew Wiggins get named a starter because K-pop was huge. Why can't we get, some
guys?
Where's Sabonis from?
Forgive me if you guys already touched on this yesterday, but Netflix show that's going to be coming out, and now they're going to have this angle.
Right.
No, but I'm saying with this filming of him getting snubbed for it, it's going to. I just thought about that. That's going to be real nice.
Yeah,
and I wonder what his, how. It's not a performance, but of course, when you're aware when there's cameras on you.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to present it.
That could affect next year's vote because, if he's super sad boy or if he's super determined, oh my god, I can't that could change people being like, oh my god, do you remember watching him and how?
What's his confessional going to be about it?
After he says that when they play this game tonight, when Sabonis goes triple dub piece, right, and they play when the roof goes out, and they just have the pump up music going.
Indy, Indy right now.
He's got to drop a triple double.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm talking a 30-piece.
And they're gonna after the game. They should, how George Kittle planned they had us in the first half. They should be like, well, we're not gonna be able to do this later this month.
That's
so
right.
we had to put on a show for the Indy fans today.
Yes. This is the best show. This is gonna be the best show
walk
in
away
February.
from the court shot. Yeah, I see it right now.
Yes,
it's about to be a
book
movie.
Book it.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
ready. I'm so hot. Yeah.
Let's hope they don't lose. There's no way.
Tough. No, there's no way. It's going to be a really fun game. I do hope Tyrese plays because the pace would be insane. Because I think the Kings, to your point, they're going to be hyped up, and then you also have the layer of Indy just disrespected y'all in your home place without Tyrese there. I'm getting excited for tonight. I can't lie.
I think they're gonna come out shot out of a cannon.
They have to.
I think they will.
We've talked about it way too many times this year for it to not.
It's human nature, though.
Yeah. No, I mean it is definitely right because it's the whole nation. Everybody. It's disrespect. It's personal as well. Like they are directly saying your efforts this year weren't good enough and it didn't stick out to us. So, and De'Aaron, though he doesn't care about the All-Star game, I do think he is very, very prideful when it comes to people respecting his game and where he stands in this league.
Oh, you need more?
Yeah.
I got more for you. Yeah, here go two more. Oh, those triple doubles were enough? Here go
two more for y'all.
Here go two more for y'all. And speaking of LeBron, if you didn't catch that reference, there is a reference it was the 2 Chainz album.
Yeah, it was the deluxe album.
LeBron is helping on 2 Chainz deluxe album for whatever reason, because he's LeBron. And
EP of it.
What is there better to do when you're LeBron? And the way LeBron is talking about the deluxe album, he makes it seem like he invented adding new songs. Yes. And he's sitting there and he says, what if we just added more songs to this album?
Yeah.
Oh, you like this album? Here go 2 more for y'all. Okay. And speaking of LeBron,
he says it like it's like a revelation. Y'all ain't never. This is crazy.
Like when this drops.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of LeBron, we will get to LeBron with Rich Paul speaking out about the trade rumors swirling around. And I've seen in the Sac chat already, somebody in the Sac chat, Chris, this will make you feel good on a Friday. Somebody says, I'd move Fox for LeBron right now. Right now.
Okay.
I think they had somebody else, but it ultimately doesn't matter because LeBron and Rich Paul says, I'm not going anywhere. And we're not leaving. We're not doing that.
We have a Tyrese injury. We have a Tyrese Halliburton injury update. We'll get into it after the break.
Nicely done. Got to get to a break when we get back. Tyrese Halliburton injury update. And again, if the Kings don't come out with a chip on their shoulder tonight, I don't know if they ever will. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It was a comeback for the ages Sunday in Santa Clara.
Going to take a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk. It's deflected.
Oh, he caught it!
Caught! Ayuk caught it out of the air.
The 49ers saved their best for last and now have earned a trip to Las Vegas to face the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's over. The Niners are going to Vegas.
Join us for Super Bowl LVIII, Sunday, February 11th, on your home of the NFL, Sactown Sports.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey Flavor. The nighttime, sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sactown Sports is hitting the road on our Jiffy Lube road trip. Join Stiles and Watkins live from Radio Row in Las Vegas next Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 2 as they get you ready for the big game.
Plus, we have additional coverage on all our shows from Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and the Drive Guys.
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip next week on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We have an injury update for Tyrese Halliburton. And Chris, we knew that it wasn't going to be an easy, hey, it's a done deal. What do you have for us?
Yeah, this is Frankie Carnicelli just put this out. You can find more updates on today's game on Frankie's Twitter. You can also check it out on SactownSports.com. Frankie says Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Miles Turner, and Jalen Smith are all listed as questionable for tonight.
Wow.
That's a lot of names.
Miles Turner,
Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith had a career high yesterday.
And did Benedict Mathurin play? He did play the first time. It wasn't
Did he?
Naismith.
Okay.
It wasn't Naismith.
Yeah.
One of them didn't play the first time.
Oh, the first game? Yeah,
The
it was
first game.
Naismith. It was
Yeah.
Naismith who didn't play the first game. I believe in yesterday's game. I'm trying to see. I know Jalen Smith and Tyrese played. Miles Turner played 24 minutes yesterday, so I don't know if that's an injury. And then the other name is Benedict Mathurin, did not play yesterday.
Yeah, the Pacers gave it the old college try in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton was on a minutes restriction.
How about those Knicks?
It was a very exciting game. Jalen Brunson, I'm all the way in.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a relative Zont. He's not a full Zont,
Yeah,
but he's
no.
an NBA Zont.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the way he cooks, he's left-handed.
Yeah.
I'm all in
Yeah.
on Jalen Brunson, and
You
I
got
hope
the Garden popping.
you got the New York. And I went to Temple, so I can't stand Villanova.
Sure.
But the New York Wildcats, okay, the Villanova Knicks, whatever you want to call them. Look, part of the Warriors' last chance you situation was Dante DiVincenzo. That man is cooking.
Cooking.
He
Absolutely
was not
cooking.
playing like as far as a scorer.
Yeah.
We talk about the props. I'm going through the props. I see Dante at 19 and a half. What's he doing
right.
over there?
Wait a second.
What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's in his bag right now.
It's a sore spot for us Kings fans too.
Well, he wasn't healthy though.
We traded for him the second half of the season when he was coming back from the ankle injury, and he played pretty well, but
He
there's
just wasn't well enough.
a lot. He got upset at the end of the year. There was reports that his agent got upset because the Kings kept him on the bench and he probably should have started, and they felt like they were kind of stifling his value so the Kings could get him at a bargain, and that's why he went to Golden State.
Well, he went to Golden State on a bargain, last chance you,
Yes.
and he was not doing this.
No, he was definitely not doing
So
this.
it took him a while. He had to take another step back. And honestly, you know what? Just some career advice. Sometimes that's what you got to do. I'm sure Dante didn't want to do that, but he thought, hey, this could be an opportunity for me. And now the man is cooked. He's back. Yeah. I don't want to say back home, but he's closer to where he went to college. He's playing with all of his college buddies, and he's cooking again.
Yeah,
so
they're going crazy.
You know, I don't know if that's, on the list of Kings L's. That doesn't even crack the top 10.
It's close because the Kings also almost got him. I could give you a whole backstory. I mean, like the Kings almost traded for him. Monty McNair's very first offseason. They had the player option of Bogdan Bogdanovic was a restricted free agent, and they had a deal worked out with Milwaukee to swap so that he would. It was a sign and trade essentially. And we would get DiVincenzo back. What ended up happening was I think that got reported the day before free agency or something like that. And they essentially the league looked at them for tampering, and then it all fell through. Bogey ends up going to Atlanta, not Milwaukee. The Kings lose Bogey for nothing. And there's this, much like Kyle Kuzma now, there's this, we could have had Dante DiVincenzo, and then they eventually got him. And then, as I just outlined, they screwed up that situation. So they couldn't even, they spent all this time trying to get Dante DiVincenzo, then they get him, and then they kind of ruin their chance at keeping him. So now we're in this situation with Kuzma where the Kings had a deal outlined on draft night when the Lakers eventually made the move for Russell Westbrook to get Kyle Kuzma to Washington. The Kings had a deal lined up with the Lakers. It was going to be Buddy Hield, it was Buddy Hield and somebody else for like Kuzma and Jordan Clarkson or something, and or Montrezl Harrell, and ended up falling through, and they went with the Westbrook deal, and the rest is history on that end. So now, in a weird way, we're kind of dealing with it with Kyle Kuzma as well, where there's this, we could have had him this entire time, and now there's the, will they get him again? It's strange. It's really strange.
Yeah.
And even in a weird way, Zach LaVine too. Zach LaVine, before he signed with Chicago, Vlade had signed him to he was a restricted free agent. And I think Chicago ended up matching that. And so there's always this, and at the time people were like, wow, Vlade offered Zach LaVine 4 years, $90 million. Like what an overpay. And now you see what Zach's making now. But at the time it was like, why are the Kings going for Zach LaVine? And then Zach kind of popped after that. So,
yeah.
And
that's another name that if you want him,
he's definitely available.
He is definitely available. All right. So Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Miles Turner, and Jalen Smith all listed as questionable for Pacers versus Kings. It didn't go down to the wire. Eventually the Knicks pulled away towards the end of the game, but it was a very high intensity game, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those guys don't play. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton was on a minutes restriction last night. Now it's a back-to-back, but they're not going to mark them out this far away from game time. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports to hook you up with tickets to check out comedy legend Eddie Griffin live at the Hard Rock, Sacramento, April 13th. At 1 o'clock, we are doing that giveaway for your pair of tickets. We will pick a number, and Simone will take care of you if you are that lucky number, 916-339-1140. By the way, we're going to open up the phone lines right now, 916-339-1140. All guessing callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. If you have anything that you want to get off your chest about the NBA All-Star Game, or maybe you don't care, right? The thing about not caring is that it's the Jimmy Butler thing. I don't want to hold the Eastern. To me, I like victories even if they're small.
Sure.
And when you miss out on something that you deserve, I understand the thought process of I don't care, but I care.
Yeah.
Because it's just the principle of it, okay? Because I don't know if the Kings are going to win the whole thing. I don't know.
Right.
But I do know that Domantas Sabonis is 7th on the MVP ladder and deserve to be in that game, right? So it's not that I don't care about, or okay, they just want to focus on the championship. It's just really hard to win a championship.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. If only one team can win the championship, you got to take your small victories along the way, or else every season is just going to be, well, what did we play for if we didn't win the championship? Well, it's like you're saying, you got to take the small victories and try and build on them. So I agree.
Yeah. So Halliburton and he looks like, somebody said he looked like M. Bison in his outfit from Street Fighter.
So bad.
They're getting worse.
Doing? I saw someone say it cracked me up. He dressed, and for those who didn't see, he's in like are we calling it leather? Like it's a leather trench coat looking thing. Someone said he looks like two kids trying to sneak into a movie theater, and I passed out. Oh my God. I don't know what his outfit is. Like,
no, it's pretty good.
It's this trench coat with a button up underneath that's all the way up. I didn't even see what he's got on his pants or on his feet. So I can only imagine what was going on with that. But this dude needs to be stopped.
Somebody said
I'm almost at the point where I'm like, the Kings made the right move. Like, absolutely send Tyrese out, please. They should have sent him out earlier.
Somebody said he looks like a Scooby-Doo villain.
He does. Yes, he does. He sure does. He absolutely does. All he needs is a mask. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Who is letting this man out? Like, do you think he's got to have a stylist telling him?
Yeah.
This is absurd.
Eduardo Rodriguez says he looks like Inspector Gadget. That is outstanding work.
He does look like Inspector Gadget.
Shout out Inspector
1,000%. That's
Go
exactly.
Gadget arms.
He's got like this waist trimming belt on.
Gadget terrible fit is what I would say. 916-339-1140.
It's
A lot
so
of
bad.
people want to talk about the Kings and the lack of respect that they get and the lack of all-stars that they have in the game. Let's start with Ricardo, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Ricardo? You're on Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. What you got?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Listener. Hey, long-time listener, first-time call-in. Hey, until we get a little bit more respect from the refs and the media, then we can put up Sac on the map and get some respect for our players. Until that happens, I think we're going to be suffering.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Ricardo. One note.
It's definitely a market problem, too.
Yeah, one note on the MVP ladder, which is just kind of insane. In that next five, Luka, Sabonis, Kawhi, Durant, Booker, what do you notice?
Kawhi, West.
They're all in the West.
Yeah.
They're all in the West. Now let's do the next five. You got Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns. So a little bit more of a mixed bag there, but out of that second 10, you have 5, 6, 7 out of that second 10 all in the West. It's just a tough, but my problem is, why is it always the Kings that get kind of,
yes, the short end of the stick.
short end of the stick? Why is it all the Zont end of the stick? Why is it always the Kings?
Right, sorry.
Why can't it be somebody else just once? Let's get to Dominic, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Dominic? You're on Sactown Sports, Stiles and Watkins. What you got?
Hey guys, this is Ahmed Rock from the Sactown.
Oh, what's up?
What's up, guys? So yeah, the snubs from De'Aaron and Sabonis, I'm really not even that mad at it. Just the fact that we are kind of, like you guys said, a small market.
Right.
I like to just keep things in house. We know that our guys are all stars,
right?
And that's all that really matters, in my opinion.
That's what I was saying yesterday about Brock Purdy, man. I was like, as long as the fans know, like at the end of the day, like of course they're not going to get the respect, but we know. I think it's just more, of course, the big difference there is the 49ers get tons of accolades,
and they get
tons of attention
nationally.
Of course, they're still mad, but yeah, I mean Sacramento and the Kings, they get no attention ever.
Yeah. No, thanks for the call, Dominic, a.k.a. Amid Rock, one of our P1s on the Sac Chat. Thank you for calling in.
Best.
And look, I understand that we know what these guys do.
Of course.
But it still annoys me.
Right. No, it should. It's
like your family member or your significant other, and you get passed up for a promotion and you say, oh, you'll get the next one or whatever it is, when you know they deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's it's terrible. Like there's no way around it. It's just, I don't think it's ever going to change. Like, I think the only way that the Kings could guarantee themselves, I think all we've learned here is, being in the middle does the Kings no good. They have to be outstanding in order to get any sort of recognition. You have to be a top 3 seed to get any sort of recognition. And, maybe if they were a 4 seed, maybe they get one of their guys in. Maybe if they were a 3 seed, they would have gotten 2 of their guys in like they did last year. But I think this is also, a product of them just kind of being in the middle of the yard. And like you said earlier, you can say, hey, Steph's team isn't winning, but look at him just keeping them afloat. And maybe you can say the same with AD and LeBron too. I disagree there, but it's just with the Kings being so average and them pretty much being the same team they were last year, I just think they aren't sticking out to anybody. So what I've learned is the Kings have to be great in order to be treated like they're okay.
Here you go. I'll love this one. This is from the 530. He doesn't have a podcast, nor has appeared on the Paul George podcast. That's from the 530. I mean, they don't have the Kings.
You know what?
How many teams have a
no
full
podcast.
roster with not one podcaster? No, that's actually outstanding.
I'm trying to think if the Kings might have like a stealth podcast or
There's no
I don't
way.
I mean, I probably would have known about it. I don't think so.
I haven't even seen that. I've seen De'Aaron do some Bleacher Report stuff.
Yeah,
but
Malik was on Bill Simmons' podcast once.
It would be Malik, by the way.
I think Kevin Herter was on the Low Post once, but I don't think anybody has their own podcast.
Wow.
That's strong.
This stuff matters now because Paul George, his numbers aren't there, but his podcast is doing numbers.
I thought the Kentucky boys were doing something, wasn't it? They had a show.
I've never seen anything.
That was like Kings sanctioned.
Oh,
it was like
okay, gotcha. Nothing personal.
I
gotcha.
Doing their thing. Well, hey, Trae Young didn't get in, and he's got a podcast. So
there you go.
that couldn't even help him. He's in Atlanta. You would think Atlanta, bigger market. Got to get to a break. Phone lines are on fire. Garrett, we see you. JR, we see you. James, we see you. Quick break. We will get to your calls talking Kings. And, of course, when you talk Kings, you talk about who got snubbed. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is hitting the road on our Jiffy Lube road trip. Join Stiles and Watkins live from Radio Row in Las Vegas next Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 2 as they get you ready for the big game.
Plus, we have additional coverage on all our shows from Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and the Drive Guys.
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip next week on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hobler Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of Sactown Sports 1140's road trip to Vegas for the big game. For all the latest game news to all the celebrity interviews from Media Row to all the festivities going on during game week, Sactown Sports has it all covered, just like Jiffy Lube, the place to go before you go on your next road trip. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. Hey, for valuable coupons and a location near you, visit jiffylube.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Phones are on fire. Got to stand up for your guys. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis not making the All-Star game. And really the injury, the understudy. We were talking about high school and popularity. When you're the understudy, well, you got to hope somebody gets hurt. What are we doing? Oh, here, you get in now.
Yeah.
We know you're
that's
not.
That's how De'Aaron got in last year.
We know you're doing something, and you're talking about, oh, you need to be better. Yeah, Sabonis, you're doing something only Will Chamberlain has done. But that's not good enough.
Do better.
It's not good enough because you don't have a podcast. It's not good enough because you're not cool. You don't dress
we're
like...
We're joking, but that podcast, those episodes are about to be crazy.
And they're also not on podcasts.
What's that?
They're also not on podcasts. Right. That's a big thing, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're not an all-star because you don't dress like Inspector Gadget. Go, Gadget All-Star. Go, Gadget All-Star. Chris Verlade sent a good one. He said that Tyrese Halliburton looked like Darkwing Duck. Outstanding show, by the way. Jacket. But yeah, I would not.
The jacket's crazy.
Yeah.
We're just missing the hat. That's it. I mean,
we're missing the hat. He probably has it.
He definitely has just the. If he doesn't have a stylist, get a stylist. If you have one, fire him, please.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
There's no way.
You have way too much money to be dressing.
But that's why. Terribly. But that's why he needs to just turn the light on when he's getting dressed.
Here's the question:
in the dark,
does he think it looks good, or is he at this point playing into the troll of it?
Both.
But I guess it just couldn't be me.
No, it
could not.
I would push the line, but I would not go that far.
The problem is the joke is on you.
Yeah,
like you're the guy who has to look foolish.
Right. Well, the funniest thing to me is you leave after a W. Cool. Right. You put up a stinker and you got to leave. Yeah. Looking like M. Bison, that's
you
not.
You better hope you ain't got to stop for gas either, because it looks fire walking into the stadium, but you look like a fool at 7-Eleven.
No, you got to have a driver. You can't even. He literally couldn't drive. No. He can't move his shoulders. It's not safe. Shoulder. He can't move his shoulder. 916-339-1140. Phone line's on fire. Let's get out to Garrett, who wants to be part of the conversation. What's up, Garrett? You're on Stiles and Watkins. What you got? Happy Friday.
Oh, man, happy Friday. I just about lost it when I heard the Darkwing Duck comment. Oh, man. All he's missing is the hat.
Yes, exactly.
Let's get dangerous, right?
That's right.
I just wanted to say that the last caller, I liked what he said, how, it's all in-house. We know who they are. We know they're all-stars. I do like, I'm probably one of the very few that will say this, I like that they're not, that they weren't picked. Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll light a fire, the fire that's already been lit as we've seen these past couple games that they've been winning. Maybe it'll light a fire like, hey guys, look, we now can go and show everyone, oh, you're gonna just swipe right, swipe over us. Then guess what? This is who we are.
Right.
The other reason why I like it is I don't have to worry about anyone being injured in a game that really means nothing. So that's the other thing I take from it. I'll take your comments off there.
No,
that's a great point.
Thanks for the call, Garrett. Yeah, the way they play the game these days, it would be kind of hard to get injured, but I hear you on that. And like we said, I know, Chris and I have kind of gone back and forth in how this can do both. Yeah. This can shape tonight and this can shape the season. But you know me, I want immediate impact. Mm-hmm. I want a blowout. Yeah. I want to see Kessler Edwards play 20 minutes tonight. Yes. Not because he's early in the rotation, because he got in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Early, he played the whole fourth. That's what I want to see. Yeah. And you're right. All these other teams that did get dudes in, whether it's Minnesota, whether, whoever it is, you're going to get a chance to show and prove and say, hey, okay, we know you guys did your thing. And Oklahoma City only got one, anything like that. But anytime it's about that time, the Clippers are coming up. Yep. The Clippers are coming up, and you're 0-2 against the Clippers. What do you have to say to that? So it's
two All-Star Clippers.
Two All-Star Clippers, and we talk about just made up bulletin board material. No, this is real. Very real. This is authentic. Let's get out to James, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, James? What you got for us?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I'm kind of like the last caller. I'm kind of glad that they're not actually in for a couple of reasons. One is I really enjoy watching Sacramento, and I think Domas is a gentle giant. Mm-hmm. But the reason I'm calling, I'm thinking that what would bother me if I was a player, not necessarily not making a game, but maybe you're messing with his money when it comes to contract time, where he now can't say that he was an all-star. I'll take my response off the air. Thanks again.
Outstanding, James. There are so many incentives, and I would definitely
there's gotta be something,
assume that all-star is part of those incentives.
If not for your NBA contract, then maybe for like your Nike contract or things like that.
Anything. Now, I would probably say that there are also incentives for all NBA, which is much more buttoned up.
Yeah. And that affects your Supermax.
Yes. And there's but you have the 65 game requirement now for that. So there's definitely two situations. That's a great point, James. I mean, you mess with somebody's money and now it's a problem. Yeah. But I would imagine at least maybe De'Aaron's contract, or it's not a significant enough amount of money to where if De'Aaron's going to come out and say to the Sacramento Bee, he doesn't really care. Clearly he didn't feel like he was going to miss out on too much. Let's continue to get through all of these calls. Let's get to Doug, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Doug? You care about the All-Star game or no? We're good. What you got?
Good. I'd like to see them just come up with a new criteria so that gets all of this, day after, week after, month after, why did he make it and that guy didn't? So if they had a criteria that they could come up with, I don't care committee-wise if they did it, because back in the day, again, I'm a couple weeks older than you guys, they said those guys used to go at it. Mm-hmm. When you go at, they didn't worry about getting hurt and stuff, and also that there's only 12 guys picked. That tells you the health of the league. If you've got so many guys that could be all-stars that aren't making it, it's going to happen because of the numbers. But the criteria is what is important, and that's the basis, and then go from there. Oh, how'd you do? What was your team record? Okay, well, we were this. Well, okay, where are you in the standings? Well, we're here. What were your personal stats? And all those things count for something towards the overall whole of the picture. So, hey, guys, have a great show. Love it. Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Doug. Yeah, another one. Callers are on fire right now. Yeah. We don't really know. I mean, I don't know. I just know that, as you were saying, the coaches handle the reserves. Is it just a ballot?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's just a ballot that they hand in.
Maybe they have the stats next to the ballot.
I would assume so. If not, it's just a write-in.
Well, actually, maybe not, because that's why Sabonis didn't make it.
Actually, yeah, because it'd be tough to look at those numbers and be like, I'm not going to check that box.
Can you choose what it says? All I would have if I were to put Sabonis' name on the ballot, I would just have his name and just say Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah,
that's all I would say. Just a picture of Wilt and the 100-point picture. That's all I'd have.
I have a question for you. Why does this thing have to be East and West as well? Why don't we just do best 24 players? Yeah. And if it's the all-star game, why are we restricting ourselves to having to deal with the fact? Because the problem is the East doesn't really hold its weight. I haven't looked at the East lineup, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we can find Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox a spot on that East roster.
I got you. Starters, Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, Halliburton, Dame.
Sure. But if Dame is starting, that tells you that De'Aaron definitely could have made that list.
Brunson.
He's
gets
in.
in.
Let's not. Yeah,
your boy, Chris's favorite player, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Bam Adebayo.
That's a second Celtic in there.
Julius Randle. There's no way.
Come on.
And Tyrese Maxey and Paolo Banchero.
And Bam. So what are we talking about? If we're just doing the 24 best players, Fox and Sabonis are in easy. And so maybe that's the problem. Dave brought up the solution yesterday for the 65 games or the awards. You can do totals.
I loved that.
I did not. But why don't we just do all NBA? Why is it it's all star? There's nothing in there besides the fact that every other league does it by conference. Why not? Why not?
It's just not.
Why does it matter? Why the All-Star game is already something where the rules are completely made up.
Are they still drafting people?
Exactly my point.
Okay.
Well,
now you got
we don't know. They don't even exactly to that point. They don't even do East. Yeah, the pool is made up of East versus West, but the draft isn't. I think they eliminated the draft this year.
They did.
They eliminated the draft just exactly my point. So why?
What team is Mac McClung on?
He's on the G League team.
But he's going to be in.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't
so if none of this makes any sense, why are we trying to make any of it make sense? Why not just, whatever. It's a slippery slope. But why the conferencing is, to me, the easiest solution for this. If they're not going to expand the rosters, at least, expand it to being both leagues.
Interesting point from Amid Rock, who just called in. He's back on the SAC chat. I really want Fox on the U.S. Olympic team. I know it's different, but isn't this a kind of precursor to say he's probably not going to make it, or is that too much? Or unless he just picks it up.
Yeah.
And who is the last MVP that wasn't an All-Star?
Who was the last MVP? There's no way that's ever happened.
Ever.
Yeah.
Huh.
Why? Who are you?
Well, I'm just saying. Sabonis is number 7 on the MVP ladder.
Yeah, he's not winning.
He could climb.
He's not going to win it.
It's a climb. Miley Cyrus got to get to a break. We have Sherry, JR, Jaime on the lines. We will get to you when we get back. Keep them coming. I'm still waiting for somebody to call upset.
Yeah, no, everyone's
maybe
been
because
like,
it's Friday. Maybe because it's Friday, and I don't look. You get paid. Good for you. If you didn't, you'll get it next Friday. I just want to know: is anybody upset about this?
Clearly not. Not even De'Aaron. So
maybe that's why. Yeah. Hey, if De'Aaron eating Banzitos, then we just all chilling. Let me get an Out Back store and hold the pineapple.
Thursday.
Styles and Watkins. Styles and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis faces his former team as the Kings are in Indiana.
Drives inside, reaches, comes up short. Sabonis with a rebound for a triple-double.
It's the Kings and Pacers Friday at 4:30 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Is anybody upset that the Kings don't have an All-Star?
We're searching.
Look, I'm looking. That was the Thanksgiving. It was the Thanksgiving when she's like, look.
Oh.
I'm looking.
That went far over my head. I was like,
well, you know what happened? So I come home. Well, the reason I'm still in this mode, I come home and you know how quick babies grow. So you got to put them in clothes while they are
right. While they still fit them, right?
And I come home yesterday and baby girl is in a Christmas shirt, and I'm thinking, why is she in a Christmas shirt?
Right. Yeah, that was.
It's
she's
February.
She probably doesn't fit. Did she fit it still?
That's why it was on, but barely.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking, all right.
Yeah.
Just get ready to give it away. It's February, all right? It's February. We got rid of all the other Christmas
I was going to
stuff.
say your Christmas stuff still. We just did it last weekend.
I made it up. I said it was bad luck.
to have it.
If you have your Christmas tree up and February comes around, it's bad luck. I don't know that for a fact, but
yeah,
that's just how that's how I make sure I get it done.
Yeah.
All right. That's how I make sure.
It makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And I feel like you got to keep the Christmas vibe a little bit after Christmas too.
Yeah.
You know, you got to. It's cozy and it's still raining and stuff, so it feels good.
February's too much.
Yeah.
Let's move on now.
Transition.
Let's move on now, and let's move on to the calls. Let's get to JR, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, JR? You know what it is. What you got for us?
Hey, Groundhog Day. I love the popularity contest in that studio. You know, right? Styles, you went to an all-boys school, so God, I hope you weren't the prom king or queen, okay?
That's a strong point, JR.
There was an all-girls school across the street.
I know, Condolet, whatever that school is. And then Wet Blanket, you know you're just like the big teddy bear on campus. Everybody just want to come up and give you hugs.
Yeah.
And then I love Simone saying, I don't know if I was popular, but I was the the queen for 4 years in a row.
After we established that, I realized I fell into a certain echelon. My apologies.
Oh, okay, Taylor Swift. I realized I'm kind of popular. Yeah, people kind of love you. And I'm pissed about this All-Star thing.
Thank
I am so angry right now. I'll tell you right now, I probably won't watch it like I haven't for the last 20 years. There's a good chance, since Jim Les won the three-point contest, I might not pay any attention during the weekend.
That's big.
Because no one does. And
Yeah.
who cares?
I'll
Every
protest
game,
with
all
you.
I know is Sabonis and Fox are going to stun on these hoes for the rest of the league. That's all I need.
Thank you, JR. Probably just dumped that. I'm not really sure. Thank you, JR. Let's get out to Jaime, who also wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Jaime? What you got for us, Stiles Watkins?
What's up, guys? Hey, you know what? I'm not too upset about not getting in the All-Star. The reason that what I'm upset about is that we lost those matchups. Is Devin Booker in there?
He is.
Oh, wow. So maybe, just maybe, Fox could have took his spot since. So when they were, if you think about it, Fox we pretty much shut out Devin Booker. He didn't do too good against us. So
right, and the Kings are a higher seed.
Matchups, yeah, and we're a higher seed. So basically, when D Book was faced off with the Kings, I don't know if we broke even or not in the series against them, but I mean, from what I remember, we did. He didn't do too good against us, but so. I'm just upset that the fact that we've been losing. So I think maybe if they had a little more, leadership qualities, more vocal, or, we're playing to win. We're in the season to win. So they need to show a little bit more of that, and maybe they would have got in versus relying on their numbers, relying on whatever it is they might be relying on. Some more accountability. Maybe some more posters on some people. They could have posterized some of those people. I know Sabonis did do pretty good out there with his matchups. So that's kind of what I'm upset about. I would have loved for them to be in there in the All-Star. But if we would have just won those matchups, we'd be a better seed. Everything would be a lot better, So I think they should be upset about that. And that's what we should be upset about. That's what I'm upset about, at least. I really wanted those wins. I've been watching every game.
Thanks for the call, Jaime. Yeah, the thing about Devin Booker, lower seed, but Devin Booker does have better stats than De'Aaron. He's, I think, averaging 1 point more, 2 more assists, and I think they're about even on rebounds. So
the losing thing is interesting, though, because you could argue that that losing streak came at the worst time, because that was probably when they were submitting their ballots.
That's true, and De'Aaron had been ice baby.
De'Aaron was
now,
very,
Sabonis
very cold.
was still balling, but balling in L's is just not.
You know
the
what
same.
though? Jaime kind of said what you had said probably like a month ago when the Kings had lost to the Blazers and to the Hornets. You said, De'Aaron Fox, I don't want to hear about All-Star when we can't even get y'all to show up against these teams. And you know, in a way, you're kind of right, because if the Kings are, to Jaime's point there, if the Kings are a 3 or a 4 seed,
That's a
it
great
then
point.
becomes a lot harder
It's
to
probably
deny
no
them.
question.
Yeah.
And his average is higher because you have to look at some of these teams and think, okay, this is a game where I can
stun a little bit.
I can stun a little bit.
Yeah.
I can raise my average a little bit, and then you don't do that. And like we said, I mean, this last game they just lost 13 points.
Yep.
Right? It was a little bit too late there anyway, but these disappearing acts, they mess up your averages. That's just what it is. Let's get out to Sherry, who wants to be a part of the conversation. Hey, Sherry, you're on Stiles and Watkins. What you got for us?
Hey, what's going on? All right, I have 2 comments I want to make. I think if you watched our national commentators, a good example is our Golden State game that we had recently. When you watch the national commentators, they rarely talk about us.
Yeah.
All they did after that game was Golden State. We won.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you would have never known.
Right. And here are triple doubles. Our wonderful Sabonis. He's on. I mean, God, what a player, right? Rarely mentioned. In fact, I've called the national commentators and given my 2 cents a couple times. Why are you going to talk about Sabonis? I'm going to blame them. I'm blaming them for not looking at our team, or definitely not looking at the way Sabonis has been playing. So my other question is, I want to know how this result might affect Sabonis's game tonight, going forward. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, thanks for the call, Sherry. I think he's going crazy tonight. I think Sabonis is the one guy when we talk about the leader of this team, the vocal leader, the emotional leader. He let out that scream in Detroit when things were not going great. He is the guy for me. And he's going back to Indiana.
Yeah.
I am imagining, I don't know about the rest of the season, but I think tonight Sabonis is going to play with an extra large chip on his shoulder. I honestly, it's no disrespect. I just don't know with De'Aaron, right? Maybe he's tricked us all and he does care and he comes out firing hot. He did have an off game last game. De'Aaron is you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. No, you have no idea. I completely agree.
Not lately.
No, yeah, exactly. And the last 2 games, you mentioned the Miami game, he was 4 of 16. And then the game before that was the Memphis game where he played well, 23 points. I think he was 8 of 14, but just kind of felt like he was sleepwalking. To your point, that's kind of the kind of game where that game was really close. And if De'Aaron, maybe treats that game with a little bit more intensity. And like you said, it could be him viewing it as, hey, tonight's a night where I can get mine. But at the same time, it's going to be better for this team. If De'Aaron has a 35-point game against the Grizzlies, I don't think the Kings are sweating that one out.
No.
And so, I think Sabonis will, I completely agree. I think Sabonis is going to use this as a chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to, if he's been Bruce Banner all year, I think that this might hulk him out a bit. And De'Aaron, he doesn't care about the All-Star, but I think at the same time, it's gotta at least bother you a little bit, right? Like it's gotta be oh wait, so y'all just didn't even consider.
And again, it's coaches.
Yeah.
And I know they just lost to the Miami Heat, and we talked about getting Jimmy Butler out to Sacramento, but it should be Devin Booker over me.
Over me.
Karl Anthony Towns over me after all that?
Yeah.
That guy? After all that? That guy over me? It was a movie?
Yeah.
Over me?
Crazy. 62 in a loss? Couldn't be me.
I don't see Wilt's name with Karl Anthony Towns.
Never.
I did want to say something about what Sherry had mentioned. So Scott Moak, who is obviously the Kings PA guy, he does something really funny on Twitter where after the Kings win, he doesn't do it all the time, but after a big marquee win, what he does is, and some people don't get it, but what he does is he does a write-up that making fun of how national media would write it.
Really?
So the Kings beat the Warriors, and I was trying to find one. He hasn't done one in a bit. The Kings beat the Warriors, and basically he says, "Oh, here it goes. This is from January 27th when the Kings beat the Mavericks."
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's Scott Moak's recap. Luka ignites a fourth quarter comeback following his historic scoring night and notches another triple-double as the Mavs are edged by a Northern California team.
Yes, no, exactly.
And he does that all the time to just make fun of national media.
Yes.
It's well done. Some people don't get it. Yeah. Some people are saying, aren't you the King's PA? Why are you doing that? And it's hilarious. We got to get Scott on the show because how he comes up with this stuff is pretty funny, and I wish I came up with it because it's very, very unique and good stuff, and I hope he continues to do it because it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true. He did another one. I'll find it during the break.
Casuals, man. It's crazy, but like you would think that just because you work in the NBA or you have a job as a commentator, you would know that you would probably have to know a ton of teams. That's just not the case. These people are just like everybody else, and they probably watch 2 to 3 teams, and they're probably the Lakers, the Warriors, and some other East Coast team, and that's about the extent of their knowledge. So it's definitely a whole problem just nationally.
I found another one from Scott, and then we'll get to a break. This is from the Kings-Warriors game. Warriors steam back from an early deficit as Kuminga and Steph shine for a national TV audience to a final of 133-134 as the Warriors' loss send the Kings onto their next stop on a long road trip. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it sounds like. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more of your calls. Will, we see you on the line having the conversation. And also, could LeBron actually be traded? Someone very close to him says there's no way. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Jiffy Lube, a proud partner of Sactown Sports, is sending Stiles and Watkins on the road to Las Vegas. Starting next Wednesday from 10 to 2, join the guys live from Radio Row as they get exclusive interviews to prep you for the big game.
Vegas! Vegas, baby, Vegas!
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hubble Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the newly designed Callaway Chrome Tour line of golf balls, offering outstanding tour performance. From cover to core, Chrome Tour is the new gold standard tour ball for players who want the best in distance and feel. Chrome Tour is engineered for outstanding performance with exceptional speed, consistent flight, incredible spin, and greenside control. Ask about the full line of Callaway Chrome Tour golf balls at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration. February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Live and local. Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
We are an hour and a half away from our Eddie Griffin ticket giveaway. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports to hook you up with tickets to check out comedy legend Eddie Griffin live at the Hard Rock, Sacramento, April 13th. That is an hour and a half away, 1 p.m. Chris, we'll have Simone pick the number because we both picked the number this week.
Yeah.
Simone will pick the number when the time comes. 916-339-1140 on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline to win your chance to see Eddie Griffin, Undercover Brother, at Hard Rock, Sacramento, April 13th. 916-339-1140. Let's continue with the calls. Will, who has been waiting through the break. What's up, Will? What you got for us?
What's up, Stiles and Watkins? How y'all doing, man?
We're good, man. How you doing?
Cool. I don't think my boy Fox deserved it this year. I love him. He's my guy. I love him. I'm a Kings diehard, but I can't see anybody at the guard spot who got in ahead of him who didn't deserve it. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy who you guys ripped pretty hard, man, when he got traded to the Clippers, a point guard. I think they lost about 5 straight. Now look at him. I mean,
talking about James Harden?
There you go.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it either.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
He is the reason why the Clippers are where they at right now.
Yeah.
And, when he first got there, when they was losing, I think they lost like 5 in a row, and everybody was ripping on Harden, and everybody was saying it's not going to work. It's that, blah, 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 blah. He didn't make it. So, I'm saying, Fox didn't make it. If James Harden didn't make it, and then Fox really said he don't really care. And it seems like in a few games this year, not like last year, but a few games this year, Fox take a little time off, in certain parts of the game.
Right, but Will, you come on this show and we always talk about Sabonis this. We know the numbers. You're talking a lot about Fox. We understand Fox. Is this going to be the day you're going to give Sabonis some flowers? He should have been in the All-Star game.
Oh, yes. Bonus should be there.
Okay.
That's why I didn't say anything. Bones should be there. But, most of the time I call about your boy HB. And then he had a couple of games. He had a couple of good games, so I couldn't call it.
I know. You were silent. You were silent for 3 games.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys. He'll have a good game, and then he'll have 5 games in a row where he like 2-1-1. I'm saying, what the hell's going on?
He's back, Willie. Don't worry.
He'll be back.
He's already
He'll be back tonight.
But in the last game, what he had? Well, I think he had 5. He scored like 4 in the last minute of the game. But here's the thing, Fox. I mean, I hope it give him some motivation. He say he don't want to, he don't care. But sometimes it's like I don't see the fire in Fox that I saw last year. I mean, he's up there statistic wise, but he's not taking over games and being the point guard, the floor general like he was last year. It's off a little bit. I don't know what it is, but it's off a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Will.
But James Harden.
We know, Will. We'll talk to you next week, I'm sure. Well, we'll talk to you next week if Harrison Barnes doesn't show up. And if Harrison goes off, I don't know when we'll hear from you again. Let's get out to Steven, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Steven? What you got for us?
Not much, man. How you guys doing? Doing?
We're good. We're living.
Friday.
We're living.
You're living. Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm mad. I'm big mad. I'm big mad. I really think that the Sacramento hate and the Sacramento disrespect is absolutely real. I'm trying my hardest to keep this to keep this call PG because Simone is such an angel and she asked me to not get her in trouble. So I am not going to do it.
We all appreciate that.
Bruh, how in God's name is Sabonis not in this? Wilt Chamberlain, guys, folks, this is not directed at you guys. You guys are not my guys I'm speaking to. It's the league. It's the coaches. It's the media outside of Sacramento because Sacramento is always going to rep our boys. We're always going to be there. We're always going to be the first ones. We never, ever, 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 ever tell other people, or the people of Sacramento, hey, you guys need to vote for him. You guys aren't doing enough voting. Because that's bull. That's crap. We know that we have all-stars here. The rest of the league is straight up blatantly disrespecting Sacramento wholeheartedly. And I think it's crap. I think it's trash. I'm definitely speaking from emotions and not necessarily facts because I don't have any numbers to throw your way to kind of back up my feelings. But at the same time, on the other hand, man, this Sacramento hate has been real. There's that clip. Simone, I know you got it on deck, dude. This is ridiculous. The DeMarcus Cousins clip, come on. That needs to be played on every Sacramento sports radio station, dude, until the All-Star break, man, or until the All-Star game, because the disrespect that Fox has received, granted that his play has kind of fallen off, and I can understand that, but you don't have someone that's being talked about as a league MVP that has never been an All-Star. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm under the impression, I'm assuming, that every league MVP, has been an All-Star selection. So with the numbers that he's putting up, I get the point that the West is extremely stacked in the guard position, but you got people that are always being grandfathered in. Why are people being grandfathered in? Because they have a name. They haven't been. A lot of these people have not been consistently putting up like big numbers over time. Every single star who has been selected, the big names like the LeBrons and the ADs and the Kawhis. How did Kawhi get it? Oh, because he decided to wake up one morning and was just like, oh, I'll play 70 games this year.
Yep.
Really? Kawhi gets in because he decided by choice that he wanted to get up and start playing again because of this new 65 game limitation? It's bullcrap. And it's a popularity contest, and I will not stand for it. I think the people of Sacramento should get together. We should boycott. If we need to riot in the streets, we need to. I'm not going to call for a riot in the streets, dude. I'm just emotionally speaking out.
We rioted, Don.
It's real. It's real. Thank you for the time. Thank you for letting me vent. I really appreciate you guys.
There you go, Steven. Get it out.
Alan
Let it
wanted
out.
upset.
I got it. No, yes. Thank you, Steven. That's exactly what I was looking for. We ride it, Don. The disrespect must end. From Ryan Williams. Art, respect is earned, not given. Winning the playoffs and watch the respect roll in. I'm with you, Ryan. The problem is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He hasn't won anything.
Nope.
Anthony Edwards. Well, he hasn't won anything. Karl Anthony Towns. He hasn't won anything.
No.
Okay. The Clippers in total, right? Maybe as separate entities, but together, they haven't won anything.
Nope.
So maybe it's just, hey, some people don't need to, but Sacramento does. Maybe that's it. Got to get to a break. When we get back, Chris Stevens on the Sac Chat says, hard disagree about Fox needing to have found games to stunt and stat pad, hero ball, and looking just to get mine, in quotes, fostered a losing culture for so long in Sac. That's not what we meant, Chris. We will elaborate, and there is a world where you can do both, and De'Aaron Fox has already done it. He just doesn't do it enough, and everybody's favorite players, they all do it. That's just a part of the game. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is hitting the road on our Jiffy Lube road trip. Join Stiles and Watkins live from Radio Row in Las Vegas next Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 2 as they get you ready for the big game.
Plus, we have additional coverage on all our shows from Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and the Drive Guys.
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip next week on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Progressive knows we're all trying to save right now.
Hey, at least we're still enjoying baseball on a Saturday night, right? Even if it is T-ball. Yeah, but tickets to the majors are just so expensive now. And who knows, maybe we're seeing a pro in the making. Sure, in like 20 years. How is he safe? Boo! This ump stinks!
The ump is only 14. We don't really do that.
Oh, my bad. You're doing a great job, ump.
Progressive offers you savings without sacrifice. So save big when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-859-3220, 800-859-3220, or biglou.com.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore.
Great selection, great factory financing and incentive.
And great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock.
Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
We are an hour and 15 minutes away from our Eddie Griffin ticket giveaway, thanks to Live Nation, who has teamed up with Sactown Sports, hooking you up with tickets to see Eddie Griffin live at Hard Rock Sacramento, April 13th. I heard it's beautiful this time of year. Definitely want to check that out. That is in an hour and 15 minutes at 1 p.m. Before we get to Kenny, who's waiting on line one, Chris.
Yeah.
as the resident Vikings fan, how do you feel about Teddy Bridgewater, who shadily so when I was at the game and I was in that tunnel and I took the videos of Amon-Ra and Jared Goff, when the game was over, I saw Teddy, I kind of forgot Teddy was on the team. Yeah. I saw Teddy walking out with one of the coaches, and I was, oh, wow. Oh, Teddy Bridgewater. He retires, right? And now he's going on to be a head coach at I believe it's his alma mater, Miami Northwestern.
Yeah, I know he's from Miami.
Yeah, to be the head coach there. Really, it's really giving Friday Night Lights. He had a bunch of injuries, and now he's going to coach his hometown team. Teddy Bridgewater, we call him Teddy Two Gloves. Yeah. You know, he was the Louisville guy before Lamar Jackson. Injuries really derailed his career. How will Teddy be remembered in your eyes?
He was just one of the ultimate teammate. I have never in my entire life of watching sports and hearing, guys talk in locker rooms and post-game press conferences, every single person loves Teddy Bridgewater, has not a single negative thing to say about him. And it's legitimate love. It's not like, oh yeah, he's cool. Oh, he's a homie. No, they love Teddy Bridgewater. And, he just has an aura to him. And, he's somebody that everybody rooted for. I mean, even when he was with the Vikings, I don't think there was any illusion Teddy Bridgewater was going to be, one of the best 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, but everyone just wanted it to work out for him. And it's just a shame what happened because I remember just the reports of the initial injury he had in Minnesota. It's horror stories. People say it was a non-contact. He was rolling out on just an everyday, super normal play. And he just went down and people were like, the scream that he had was just, implanted in everyone's minds. And they said it was one of those where if he didn't get emergency attention, they would have had, there was a percentage that they would have had to amputate his leg completely. So it sounded like it's just a nightmare scenario and just one of those where, again, everyone loved him and was rooting for him. And then to see him go through that and then to try and fight back. And, he had a decent NFL career after. He was a backup, but a guy who would, come in and steady the ship for a couple organizations, kind of like Jeff Garcia did with the Eagles, after his Niners stint. And even then, from everything I heard, people loved him when he was in Miami last year. He was a quarterback somewhere.
Well, I was going to say, that's how people loved Teddy, because I'm looking here, man, and the amount of teams
just everywhere. Jets, right?
It went Vikings, Jets, Panthers, Broncos, Dolphins, Lions.
Yeah. And he was the kind of dude who, you'd hear summer workouts. He's working out with, I think it was when Antonio Brown was still the best receiver in the NFL, but he would work out with all Odell, all of the best receivers would just say, yeah, I only want Teddy to throw me balls during the offseason. So, he just, again, speaks to how great of a guy he was, but also, his quarterback talent. He's just not really somebody that you think about, being somebody that tons of receivers would want to play with, but everyone says that just the arc and the touch that he had on his passes were just really, really special. And it does really hurt that Teddy just never got a chance, because I just think he would have been a really fun NFL player to have, a really fun guy to root for.
Yeah, games played, games started, 16 in 2015 for the Vikings. They went 11-5.
Yeah, no, he was solid, man. He was really, really solid, and it was a little bit like Brock Purdy, honestly, where it's this guy. You could see how there would be confusion on how much how much of this is his responsibility versus the overall team itself. But exactly like Brock, just every time the balls were just placed perfectly. Every time you needed to throw, he would make it. And yeah, it wasn't the craziest arm talent, but more times than not, he would still find a way to get it there.
Yeah. So then a couple years later, after the injury, he goes 5-0 with the Saints. That gives him an opportunity in Carolina, where he went 4-11. Then got He got 15 games in Carolina, got 14 games in Denver where he went 7-7. And then after that is when he really just entered the emergency QB role. So good on Teddy. Teddy, 2 gloves. I know that high school is in good hands. And yeah, there were a couple of times where you thought, man, if he could just stay healthy, that one specifically that year, you thought, okay, we don't know what we don't know because he was a baller at Louisville.
Yeah.
So good on Teddy. Good career, great career for him. You got to, because every great career isn't just about what you do on the field. It's how you remembered. If you get to play for, like we said, 5 different franchises, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different franchises, it's probably a reason.
Yeah. He also feels like kind of, and maybe this is more just my paying attention to college football, but he feels like the last of a dying breed of like, he was just such a unique, like not unique, but like you knew who Teddy Bridgewater was, even though Louisville wasn't one of the 5 best teams in the nation. You know?
Right. But he got them to the national stage as well. And look, I can't say this for certain, and he's not the first great quarterback at Louisville, but does Lamar go there? I mean, everybody was watching. So good on Teddy, and we wish him the best. Let's get out to Kenny, who wants to be a part of the conversation as we talk about the Kings and the snubs. What's up, Kenny? You're on Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Hey, I think there's a solution for this all-star conundrum that's pretty simple. I think it's fairly elegant. There's 15 teams in each conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each team gets a representative in the all-star game. It's that simple.
Like MLB.
The coach picks 3 teams of 5. Mm-hmm. One plays the first quarter, one the second, one the third, and then the fourth quarter, it's wide open for anybody to come in the game at the coach's discretion. That keeps people from arguing for this 2 players on one team. That's out the window. And it brings in a lot of people who might not normally watch because they wouldn't have a dog in the race.
No, thanks for the call, Kenny. That's what Major League Baseball has right now, and people feel some type of way because the Pirates and the A's get somebody when maybe
do we need
they
a
shouldn't.
piston?
That's what I was going to say. There would be a piston. Yeah. There would be a wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
There would be a blazer.
There would be a blazer.
Like Jeremy Grant, I guess.
Right. And
it kind of devalues the All-Star as well.
It might.
Not that the stock of All-Star being an All-Star is super high right
now.
I'm
not against it.
I'm not either.
There would just be different argument.
Yes,
there would be a different argument as to
why let's see here. Why can't the Celtics have 2 All-Stars?
You can't cap it at 1.
But the Pistons get 1.
Yeah, you cannot cap it at 1, right? And maybe it's a certain threshold. Maybe it's every team above 5. Maybe it's every team currently in the playoff standings gets a rep.
I was thinking I'd like that. I do like that because that also then incentivizes winning as well. How about like a tier system where it's like if you're if you're in a 7 through 10, you're only allowed 1 All-Star max, and you are only eligible to have 2 All-Stars if you're out of the play-in.
So the Lakers wouldn't have had 2.
The Lakers wouldn't be allowed to. In that case, let's see here. The Mavericks didn't get 2, but yeah, I mean, you almost got Phoenix. I mean, depending on the date, like Phoenix might have only gotten 1 guy in there, and it's not perfect, but that's maybe something you could do as well. And it's also a question of, and this is really a question that I don't think any league has asked themselves until it seems like football asked them pretty recently. What are you hoping to get? What is your league's purpose for their All-Star game? Right. Is it to truly get the biggest names and the biggest stars out on the court just so it's a showcase? Is it so that they can get all their brand? Like what is the NBA trying to get out of All-Star Weekend? I don't think they know yet.
They don't know because they could still say, didn't they do this with, was it Vince Carter? And not to be disrespectful because LeBron's not having a bad year, but they did an honorary with someone when it was his
Vince
last,
and Dirk.
Their last seasons, right? So something like that where it's, hey, LeBron's probably going to be there anyway, doing something. So does he need to take a spot where you need to get ready for life after LeBron?
Steph as well.
You need to get ready for life after Steph.
Yeah.
You do. Or, I mean, I guess the business side of it is, no, we're going to milk them.
Yeah, exactly.
They are. Yeah, until and then once they retire, we're bringing them back. And now we're doing a Hall of Fame game.
And stuff.
A Legends game. Got to get to a break. When we get back, we discuss the rest of the road trip and which Wizards player are the Kings all in on. They are holding their cards very close to their chest, and that is very good if you are a Kings fan. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas, Sunday, February 11th on Sactown Sports.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper, your boy Drapes, once again for the fine people of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I know you hear me raving all the time about my new EQS SUV they outfitted me with. It's the most stunning vehicle I've ever driven, hands down, no questions. I got news for you, though. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton also has a full-service commercial fleet center. So if you run a business, head on down there right now. They have a huge selection of rugged Mercedes cargo vans, and interest rates are as low as 4.9% on 2023 model year vans. Outfitting your company with Mercedes vans is just smart business. And get this, you can also get substantial IRS tax breaks on your new Sprinter van. Of course, some restrictions apply. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is such an elegant car or van shopping experience. Every customer is a VIP. They'll treat you that way as well. It's right there in North Stockton, right off of I-5, a half-hour drive from Sacramento, or, of course, online at mbfstockton.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of Sactown Sports 1140's road trip to Vegas for the big game. For all the latest game news to all the celebrity interviews from Media Row to all the festivities going on during game week, Sactown Sports has it all covered, just like Jiffy Lube, the place to go before you go on your next road trip. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. Hey, for valuable coupons and a location near you, visit jiffylube.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The NFC champion San Francisco 49ers will get their chance at revenge when they face the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 58.
Jimmy going to throw a deep shot into double coverage. It's intercepted by Fuller, and that will be it. The Kansas City Chiefs will win their first Super Bowl.
Reed versus Shanahan. Purdy versus Mahomes. The Chiefs versus the 49ers. It's Super Bowl 58, Sunday, February 11th.
And it's on your home for the National Football League, Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis faces his former team as the Kings are in Indiana.
Drives inside, reaches, comes up short. Sabonis with a rebound for a triple-double.
It's the Kings and Pacers Friday at 4:30 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball, Sactown Sports.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
At 1 o'clock, we are doing our Eddie Griffin ticket giveaway. We are also doing the first edition of a new segment, Fair or Foul, where Chris and I will share stories, not both of us each week. Whoever has one, it could be sports. It could be outside of sports. We'll say a couple different ones, and we will decide whether the situation is fair or foul. Yes, to tease this one today, the first one, Simone, I don't think you were on the last time I had a situation at the gym.
Okay, no. I was here for
his return from San Francisco, which was a great story.
That
but
would be
I'm
foul.
very excited.
That would easily be foul.
Very foul.
So you guys are just getting together and knowing, like, we got some stories. We got to make this into a feature.
Right. That's right. Fair or foul. That is coming up at 1 o'clock.
The debut.
The debut on a Friday. Fair or foul Friday. So something came out yesterday about LeBron James and how it was fairly realistic that he could be moved. The Lakers completely lost in translation with what to do. I feel like if you're going to move LeBron, you might as well move what's left of AD as well and just start all over. Now, Rich Paul comes out today and says LeBron won't be traded and we aren't asking to be. So that's based on the speculation. Of course, that is per Brian Windhorst. I mean, I don't know that it was ever a thing. And is the whole reason they're saying it's not a thing simply because this is LA?
Probably. It's also just really tough to trade LeBron James. Like, no GM wants to have that on their resume, and B, it's just, how do you even remotely get fair value for what LeBron brings you? Because not only obviously does he bring you a lot of on the floor stuff, but the amount of money, hype, attention that you get for having LeBron James on your team, it's a pretty valuable piece to just ship off. And you can't really, Jaime Jaquez and, Tyler Hero aren't really quite matching the value for what exactly LeBron brings you. So it's just kind of tough.
Yeah, I saw on the SAC chat, Alan Diamond said, I would send Fox for LeBron and Russell now.
No,
I don't know if you meant but you're definitely not getting LeBron and D'Lo.
No, please,
De'Aaron Fox.
Oh my
and
God.
I don't know what Chris.
I think that would be the worst trade of my lifetime, of anything. Even like lunch
LeBron and D'Lo
schools.
for Fox? First of all, that would never happen.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like, what would the Kings be doing that for? Like, you would have to say, yeah, we're winning the title this year then.
And they probably would.
Or next year. The Kings would?
They probably would.
If you're trading De'Aaron?
So LeBron, Herter. LeBron,
defense
Herter
is going to be an issue.
Yeah. I don't think that team wins. But if you're able to, first of all, like we said, thank you, Alan, but nobody is moving De'Aaron Fox.
No.
The whole point would be to have De'Aaron with LeBron.
Yes.
Now, Keegan might have to go.
He definitely would have to go. That would definitely be what the Lakers ask for.
Exactly. And maybe, hey, give us a Ruri or somebody younger just for when LeBron retires.
Right.
But, that's Rich Paul coming out now saying that LeBron ain't going nowhere. He's staying in La La Land. Yeah, so quit asking me, okay? Look, I saw a couple different proposed trades to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Did you see? It was Miami. There was another one too.
Well, Stephen A wants them to go to New York.
Of
Wants
course.
him to go to New York.
And you know what? Stephen A., who we know how big of a personality he is, because we get on fans for saying, hey, just add LeBron and we'll still keep everyone. Like these trades that don't make sense. Stephen A. on national television says, Have you not seen what Jalen Brunson's been doing?
Right.
What Randall's been doing? And it's just, Stephen A., you got to trade some of these guys to get LeBron. He's just not just going to be.
It's going to be DiVincenzo. He's going to say, you see what Dante's doing?
You can move off of DiVincenzo because he's balling right now. No disrespect. So I get on Kings fans and Niner fans and just fans in general for making unrealistic trades. But even Stephen A. does it. Everybody does it when it comes to being a fan. And I don't think that LeBron's going to go.
I don't either. There's no way. And also, with the amount of power LeBron has in general, no deal is getting done without LeBron's consent. So if Rich Paul's out here saying it's not happening, then and he not only that, it's a double down because it's Rich Paul telling Brian Windhorst. So those are two very, very LeBron sources saying it ain't happening.
Yeah, it's
fun though.
I don't know
to talk about,
but I will say this: I don't know
what the future of LeBron holds.
I don't know what the future of LeBron holds.
Yeah.
And you talk about the Peyton Mannings and some of these guys that get to end their career riding out at the top, not at the top of their game, but in the pinnacle of their game, winning a Super Bowl. things like that. And I don't know if that's going to be LeBron, which might be fitting.
We'll see.
To LeBron's career, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because we forget just because Kobe had the 60-point game in his last game, that was the last game of the regular season. Like Kobe wasn't even on a playoff team in his final year in the NBA. And I don't know. Obviously there's all the Bronny stuff out there. We don't even know if Bronny's going to come out in the draft this year. We don't know if LeBron's actually going to stick to his word and actually go play with Bronny. We don't even know how many years LeBron has left in general. He's clearly at the top of his game, or shouldn't say the top of his game. He's clearly still playing at an all-star, all-NBA level. So it'd be tough to imagine he's going to step down, next season or something. But we are getting to the point where it's, his style of play has to change at some point. Where at some point he's going to look a little bit more like Karl Malone than LeBron James. And, we haven't quite gotten to that point of him kind of being in the second stretch of his career where he kind of has to adapt his play. I don't know. I think Miami makes some sense. He obviously has the familiarity with it. I guess he also bought a condo in Miami this offseason. So there's a lot of rumors and whispers. And he also congratulated Spo on Twitter when he got his contract extension. So there's some legitimate links there. I don't even know if LeBron knows, honestly. And as crazy as that is, because he's planned out every single moment of his career, it feels like, but I honestly don't think he's 100% certain of what's going to happen after because I think his contract's up. Is it after this year? It's either after this year or next year.
I know it wasn't a long one. And teams don't want to mortgage their future for the chance. Cause like you said, this isn't the LeBron who took that Cavs team to the finals. Yeah, 9 straight finals. You can't, you said, hey, if you swap De'Aaron Fox for LeBron James right now, there is no certainty that the Kings are going to the finals. And that's what I think all these teams are struggling with. He's got a player option after next season.
Okay. That's interesting.
And then he is an unrestricted free agent in 2025.
Okay. So the countdown kind of, in a way, does start now. You can understand how, and maybe this is something that we need to take note of because again, LeBron has done this in the past where he left a lot of crumbs leading to his Cleveland departure to LA. You can maybe argue that he's starting to leave some crumbs here where, remember that random week where those LeBron trade rumors popped up right before the deadline?
Rich Paul is saying he's not being traded right now.
Right now. Exactly.
It has nothing to do with the summer.
It has nothing to do with the summer. Has nothing to do with halfway through next season, this exact point a year from now. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. It's crazier things have happened.
And when you talk about Stephen A. and the Knicks,
the New York Knickerbockers,
that would be one way to end a career.
It would be sick. That would be incredible. Because, I think the Knicks were in his initial decision. I believe they were a finalist in there.
And now you got to wait for them to get good, which he did.
He did, exactly. It just took some time, took like 10 years for them to get there. But now it would make a lot of sense. You got the Garden, you got Knicks fans feeling good about things. The only thing that, maybe might cross LeBron's brain is, well, if LeBron kind of ruins what's going on there, well, you just kind of upset. And not that LeBron has ever done that. And he took the same risk joining the Lakers, but at 38 or 39, whatever he'll be, if LeBron goes to the Knicks and they don't win, well, something tells me New York fans are going to say, this guy's a bum. I knew it. He ruined everything. We were building a champion.
We lost Randall. We lost Randall. We had cohesion. The chemistry.
He's a Tibbs guy. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is LeBron and Tibbs don't seem like a matchup made in heaven.
Yeah.
So, he's got some options though. Obviously every single team will take him, but there's a couple teams out there that make a lot of sense. So we'll see.
And I don't think the Kings are.
There's a lot of Warriors rumors too.
I was going to say,
it's not fun. I don't like to talk about them, but there's some. It's quiet. It's louder than a whisper. If
I was LeBron and I didn't want Steph to eclipse me, I team up with Steph and we can get this thing together.
I think that's tough though, because you saw what happened with KD. But no one gave KD the credit, and so
but KD and Steph is different than LeBron and Steph.
A bit, yeah.
Because at least LeBron would say Steph can't, because there have been rumblings about if Steph gets one and LeBron doesn't,
right?
You
What
could make the
happens?
argument
Sure.
to put him, not that anybody would,
Yeah.
but you could. But if they get it together, LeBron blocks him.
Yeah.
So they have to get it together.
It'd be interesting. And then you also get LeBron with his one true love as well, Mr. Draymond.
That's right.
they get to
You
play
would see
together
the best basketball of Draymond
of
Green's
his
career.
whole career. It would be
He's
incredible.
doing 360s
out of nowhere. Yeah, the backpack goes away, everything, and he's on his best behavior for the rest of the time.
But it would be at what cost?
I mean,
and you know what that cost is.
It'd be Clay. It'd be Clay. You can maybe give him Wiggins. You can give him JK. The thing is, the Warriors have the pieces, and that's where it's not completely ruining what they got. I mean, as long as you have Steph, and if LeBron's coming, he's gonna want Draymond there.
Right.
As long as you got those two, I think LeBron would be happy.
You might be able to get it done and keep Clay. You
probably could.
You
Wiggins.
probably could.
Yeah, throw Wiggins in there.
And I think the thing is, where we disagree on Kuminga's ceiling, I would say in this situation, if you're making me choose between what's left of Steph and Kuminga's possible ceiling, you're going to LA, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
Get ready to pack your bags, buddy. You're going, get ready to
Going
learn.
to LA. Congrats.
Get ready to learn Tinseltown, buddy.
Yeah.
You are headed to
I'm sure
LA.
Kuminga would love it.
Here is Jake Fisher getting back to the Kings. Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports had some things to say. He wrote a piece about what is going on with the Kings and other teams, and this is from a Jake Fisher piece. Dallas and Sacramento remain the two teams connected by league figures to Washington forward Kyle Kuzma. The Mavericks appear to be pursuing a much wider range of players than the Kings. Sacramento and Dallas both register interest in Siakam and Grant, league sources told Yahoo Sports. But aside from the Kuzma connection, whom the Kings have pursued dating back to his Laker days, Sacramento isn't currently known to be pursuing other roster upgrades that would require parting with Harrison Barnes, sources said. And he could very well stick in Sacramento beyond the deadline. The Mavericks, meanwhile, continue to be connected to other forwards such as Washington, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Andrew Wiggins.
Oof. That's interesting. There's a couple different things there. First thing interesting, of course, it seems like, I think I said this yesterday, but Kings and Dallas seem to be looking in the same pots. And that's, I'll have to look at Dallas's assets, but that's a little bit scary for the Kings from the Kings perspective, because you're then in a bidding war. And as we've established, Kings don't have that big of a chest. And so, they can't really dig very deep in order to beat anybody's offer. And I don't really know what Dallas necessarily has to throw out that might be better than the Kings, but just in general, when you're in a bidding war, you're probably going to have to give up more than you want. I don't know and this becomes the question of how desperate, if we were to put on 1 to 10, how desperate are the Kings to definitely have to make a move. It doesn't feel like they're super desperate. It feels like a team like Dallas would be more desperate. It feels like the Kings could still bank on, we're playing pretty well. And you could argue we haven't played our best so far this season. Like, there's still a whole second half. And then even there, hearing Harrison Barnes, he could stay beyond this deadline. That's the first time we've seen that in writing as well. That it's starting to sound like, they've been listening to Stiles and Watkins, and they've definitely been listening to the Stiles portion of the show.
I told you, nothing is happening. But I want Kyle Kuzma. I love Kyle Kuzma. It just, we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
we're definitely getting there.
I think, and I'm tired of doing this every time. I think this road trip is a big deal. Nothing has been a big deal to move any needle, right?
Losses, wins.
Wins.
Struggles.
The Grizzlies
success.
make a small deal to really just, I guess, put themselves in a position to get somebody big in this year's draft because they're not doing anything. So your boy Steven Adams is headed to Houston.
Which is an interesting move. Houston continues to just kind of
exist.
They, like, Steven Adams is he's good. He's good. I would not say he's great, but he's, high end third tier of a center in the NBA. He's a good piece to have, but I don't know. I think it's going to make Houston better. It makes them more of a professional basketball team than they were last year, 1,000%. And we've obviously seen firsthand that they've taken leaps this year in as well. I don't don't know. It depends what they do in the offseason, but I think it's a good move for Houston overall. It just kind of depends. We don't know how healthy Steven Adams is. This is the second straight year he's had to miss because of injury, and I think he's on the other side of 30 as well.
He's definitely no spring chicken. After
and has never been like an explosive athlete.
No, that is not his bag at all. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, some crazy numbers coming out of Las Vegas. We also kind of profile the Tony Snell situation, what the league could do there to figure out a solution. We will give you those details, and we'll get into some Niners talk. Are the Niners underdogs? And don't forget, fair foul at 1 p.m. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is hitting the road on our Jiffy Lube road trip. Join Stiles and Watkins live from Radio Row in Las Vegas next Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 2 as they get you ready for the big game.
Plus, we have additional coverage on all our shows from Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and the Drive Guys.
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip next week on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I love being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I guess you would call it a unique story out of Tony Snell's camp. And yes, when you talk about Tony Snell, he's got that meme, but this is serious stuff here, as Tony Snell is a certain amount of games or so.
Yeah, he's got to officially be on an NBA contract this year to apply for their lifetime insurance, like having medical insurance for the rest of his life.
Yes. So this was Charles Barkley on the TNT broadcast last night discussing basically, should a team step up and what should be done to make sure that this gets taken care of?
I read an article yesterday, Tony Snell. Yeah.
Needing to be signed
by the end of this week because he's got 2 kids with autism and he needs to play to the end of the year to get a 10-year medical to help him take care of his 2 autistic kids. I'm hoping, the NBA has been great to all of us sitting up here, and you guys are going to be playing basketball forever, making gazillion dollars. I hope one of you guys sign Tony so his 2 autistic kids can get great medical care. I read that article.
Or it's the league Adam Silver comes in and it makes an exception and he gets the. It's only 40 games, so he can make.
I'm just telling you,
that's an easier way.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I hope a team signs him for the rest of the season because, I don't know a lot about autism. I'm not gonna say it, but man, I know it's got to be expensive to have 2 young kids with that situation. So, I'm hoping the NBA. We always talk about what a family we are.
Right.
Let's sign that kid for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and you heard Kenny hop in, and whenever you're asking, it is difficult because whenever you're asking people to bend the rules or to make an exception, then it becomes you did it for him, can you do it for me? So when Kenny hopped in there, I just kind of thought, Kenny, can you just
let him talk?
Can you just let him?
Yeah.
Can you let him finish?
Yes.
Right? I mean, I think there are a couple different ways to do this here, and I don't know. Would it have to? We don't know the ins and outs. Would it have to? Could it be a 10-day or whatever the situation is? Right? And from a basketball standpoint, would somebody be willing to do it? Tony Snell is only 32. Obviously, he hasn't been playing, but yeah, hopefully somebody steps in. It's a unique situation, but I do feel like, not to be the company guy, but when you bend rules, not that the NBA can't afford it. It's
Absolutely.
not about that.
Yeah.
I'm just,
no, for sure.
It just turns into, well, then just bending them all the time. Then I don't know. I don't want to sound.
No, for sure. I hear what you're saying though, because it is a slippery slope. And I mean, this definitely is a situation where you would expect it to warrant it. But at the end of the day, like, especially with something like healthcare, you could kind of see how they would say, I'm like, the rules are the rules. And, there could be situations all the time and, whatever. Again, it becomes a slippery slope, but definitely hope that somebody signs him. I mean, even if it is a 10-day, like you said, or if it has to be for the rest of the season,
right. Yeah,
I understand why maybe some teams might say, it's a roster spot and every spot needs to be valued. But, I'm looking, there's so many teams at the bottom of the NBA, Detroit, Portland. I mean, well, even he's in the G League right now. Like he's with the, I think he's with the Maine Celtics right now. So, could the Celtics possibly call him up or take care of it internally? It's great that Chuck, took the time to call that to attention though, because I saw the Jake Fisher article. I read a couple paragraphs of it, and I had heard about Tony Snell and his autistic children before. And it sounds like he does need it too. Cause you could also argue, I can hear people saying, oh, he's played in the NBA 9 seasons. You've got enough money. You're a multi-millionaire. It seems like from what I saw, I think it was a video as well that you can probably check out on YouTube. There's a lot that goes into just the care that he needs. So definitely hope that they can just, however they need to do it, just take care of the situation.
Yeah. And it's not a matter of the amount of money he's made. It's just the fact that he's so close.
Yeah.
Right. If he wasn't close at all.
Yeah. If it's like he needs 2 more years, then it's like, okay, well, you can understand how that might be a bigger ask. But at this point, we're saying 2 months.
Exactly. With a bunch of teams that aren't going to do anything.
Yep.
Come postseason time. Even the Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay. There are so many teams.
Yes, there's so many
teams to choose. We could just go you could do it very. You could do it very easily. Who is not able to pretend like it matters whether they sign?
You got Charlotte,
Tony Snell.
You got
not.
Washington. You got Detroit. You got even Memphis,
Toronto,
Portland, San Antonio. I mean, and it doesn't have. We just threw out the losing teams. It doesn't have to be a losing team.
I mean, the Jazz.
What are the odds that the big club, the Celtics? You're telling me the Celtics are going to go down to their 14th man? No. They had Justin Jackson on their championship roster. Like you can have people out there. Exactly. You can have guys out there that have no intention of playing. Absolutely not. So
yeah,
this is a very to Kenny's point, it should be an easy situation, or Chuck's point as well, but it should be an easy situation to fix regardless of how they get it done. I just hope that the NBA, who is, obviously there's tons of billionaire and multi-millionaire owners, you would just hope that somebody would say, hey, let's try and help this guy out. Because it is a true family, and it is a brotherhood, and something small like that, you could see how it could possibly sow some distrust between players and ownership, or the NBA PA and ownership as well, because it's like, we're not, like you said, we're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for one of our players who desperately does need help. I shouldn't say desperately, but does need help. Can you just scratch his back just this one time? How many times have you guys pulled one over on one of our players and we haven't said something about it? Can you just scratch our back once?
Got to get to a break. When we get back, some crazy numbers coming out of Vegas and whether or not the Niners are underdogs. Only a couple NFL Network analysts even chose the Niners to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hubble Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, get a free T-check and free exam. Book your appointment today at Revive Sacramento. We know we can help you. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Someone somewhere may have told you that you can't mark your ball with a tee. Well, Golf Monthly's Jeremy Elwood looked into that. Since 2019, the definition of a ball marker is an artificial object when used to mark the spot of a ball to be lifted, such as a tee, a coin, an object made to be a ball marker, or another small piece of equipment. Urban Myth says that sticking a tee in the green is testing the surface, and they're pretty sure there's a rule against that. But if you think about it, sticking a tee in the ground tells you no more or less than what you'd learn from fixing 1 or 2 pitch marks on the green before you putt, and we all know we're encouraged to do that. To be fair, there is more of a chance of being asked to move the tee if you use one instead of a flat marker, as there's more likelihood of a ball being stopped or deflected with the tee. Not illegal, just inconvenient. By the way, the definition says it must be an artificial object, so don't be tempted to use a leaf, a twig, or a stone, as that will cost you a penalty stroke. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
That Las Vegas sphere is out of control. And I always have a lot of thoughts about advertising. I do think it works. I used to be that person why is McDonald's paying for all this? It's not like nobody knows who McDonald's is.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes they get you to where it's, I mean, I guess I haven't had Taco Bell in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I want Taco Bell. I do think it works.
Or you're just like, oh, that pizza looks really good. Where's that from?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
exactly. So the Las Vegas Sphere, which can be seen out of anybody's bedroom window, is charging brands up to $2 million for advertising takeovers during Super Bowl week. This whole thing is out of control.
Insane. Everything is getting gouged. And by the way, the Sphere, I saw it when I was in Vegas for that Vikings Raiders game. Overrated.
Ooh, not impressed.
Way
He
overrated.
said.
Is it
And I was
weird
so-
looking? What?
I've seen it too.
The problem is,
It's cute.
yeah, okay, so it's see-through during the day. Like it's made out of a weird screen where you can definitely see through the screen, and it's not super clear. Or not super vivid, I guess I would say the LEDs aren't. And then if you walk up close enough, you see the individual lights. And so it doesn't hold, it looks a lot better from afar.
Right, when
Like-
people, it's creepy, it's not very creepy.
Yes.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. I see
Yes,
how the
peel back the curtain a
Yes,
bit,
how
yeah.
the cookie is being made.
Exactly.
I think it's an absolute staple of Las Vegas, though. Now you don't agree, Chris?
No, it
Yeah.
looks
It's
looks
just
great.
like the Luxor or
It's adding to the skyline
the
for
Bellagio.
sure.
Yeah, I think that it has that
I
much
gotta
of an
see this
impact.
thing.
The
I
problem
gotta
is
see this
it's
thing.
not functional. Like it's not, I shouldn't say it's not functional. It's just, from what I understand, they are losing a
They are
ton
losing a
of
lot of
money on it. And so it's like, it looks great, but at the same time,
Well, that's why they're charging people $2
It
million.
ain't making money. Yeah,
they're
exactly.
They're trying to make this money back. A normal week
Huh.
to advertise $450K, just a measly $450K.
just something light.
Yeah.
Super Bowl week, like we said, it'll be $2 million. There's also another story coming out of
Simone, real quick, how do you
Yeah.
feel? And I guess Alan, you too, but Simone, since you've seen it, like,
Yeah.
because it is used for mainly advertising.
Yeah.
Like, and that's also my problem with it is we see like the cool, like, oh, it's the moon and oh, it's this weird furry thingy.
Mhm.
But too many times you actually walk up and it's like a sponsor for Pandora Diamonds.
Right. I mean, what is your question there? That
It's just like, I mean, should it be used for advertisement or should it be?
strictly? No.
Because I feel like it's used, but I feel like that's what it's used for more
But
often.
what
than
about
not.
like there's like the emoji thing, as you just said, the moon thing.
I just
That
feel like
isn't
those are, like-
sponsored, right?
No,
That's
it's
just
not.
like placeholders, like in between.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not used enough for that. Like, I feel like if you go, it's probably like 10% used for actual cool things like that.
Yeah.
And the other pretty much my bigger problem is the Sphere, while it is cool, seems to just be the world's biggest bulletin board or video board
Yeah.
for advertising.
It's going to be a lot. I'm curious to see what they are going to utilize it for the Super Bowl. That's like the best. I mean, arguably some of the best guerrilla marketing, interesting strategies.
Yeah.
So what are they going to utilize that half dome with is what I'm excited to see. And you guys are going to report back.
Yeah,
hopefully
I
for all
guess
of
we
us.
will. Yeah. It's because I do like the guerrilla marketing is definitely the coolest part of it. If you can make something that doesn't look like it's intentionally supposed to be, without throwing the NFL logo massively on it,
right.
if you can do something cool like that somehow.
And just again, I just want to, their big thing is impressions, right? Look at how many people are going to be pressing,
Sure, it's
sending,
billboard.
retweeting it
Billboard.
online.
It's just a really
It's a
complex,
really cool, expensive billboard.
Yeah, and so here's the line though: if you can go too far with this stuff, you can go too obvious, as we mentioned. The Luxor, one side of the Luxor, I'm assuming the front, looks like a big Dorito chip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
that's
put the
very
sponsorship on
obvious,
there.
right? The Sphere, sometimes it can be too obvious, and obviously they're losing money. When it first came out, and it was what is this?
Yeah.
Is it
Did the aliens
Yeah.
drop this in the middle of
Right,
Las
and
Vegas
there's
Strip?
some mystique, some mystery there. It's a dance though, because if you don't remember, and I believe Simone was producing the show as well, that whole Snoop Dogg smoke thing.
Oh, right.
For
yeah.
the smokeless
I'm going
fireplace.
smokeless.
That did terrible.
Yeah,
that actually
terrible.
didn't do well at all. That company lost money.
Right.
It was a complete flop. because it was too confusing.
Right.
It was way too confusing.
Well, I think it upset people too.
Yes.
It's like, I'm actually upset that this was a big advertisement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think they waited too long to say, hey,
Yes.
this
Totally.
to the point where we kind of thought it wasn't true, but then we kind of forgot about it. Then it was a 5 days later. So if you go too niche or too much mystique, you can miss there too. I got one for you that's going to make certain people feel a type of way, and honestly, I get it. This just came out not too long ago, so I don't know where it was said, but Christian McCaffrey's mom, did you see this?
I did not.
Christian McCaffrey's mom and his fiance, Olivia Culpo, have come out and said that
the ticket?
the suite
exactly.
was too expensive for them. And I don't know how they said it. I need to hear how you said it. I don't know if they're kidding or not. Okay. Because Christian McCaffrey signed a $64 million contract, right?
Mhm.
The suites are $2 million.
Yeah.
So they're saying they're too expensive for us. And people are
I saw
turning
that
it
too.
into it's too expensive for them. It ain't too expensive. You just don't want to cash out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But $2 million for a suite is crazy expensive.
It is expensive.
Like,
but
even rich people can still say that's too much.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm not saying you don't got it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
You
I
just
guess
don't
the
wanna-
implication that you don't have it is disingenuous.
Lisa McCaffrey has a podcast on.
You're lying.
No.
You are lying.
Here you go.
You're
Here you go.
lying.
Here you go. This is
I thought it was like a podcast format.
This is
that
from
came out.
page6.com. The cost of suites at Super Bowl at this Super Bowl is so steep that even the players can't afford it. Christian McCaffrey's mom, Lisa McCaffrey, revealed on her podcast, on her Your Mom podcast, which now that I say that out loud, I do remember that now. Friday, that she and the NFL's star's fiance, Olivia Culpo, were unable to secure a suite at Allegiant Stadium ahead of the February 11th game. We looked into a suite and none of us can afford it, Lisa said. Not even Christian. Moneybags over there, nor Moneybags Olivia. So we are not in a suite, she added. I'll tell you that right now. So she's saying it it sounds like she's saying it in jest. She's not saying, why can't we afford? She's not saying it like
she's
that.
like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, she's just saying this is crazy. I mean,
We're being
not
hated on.
Yeah, we're not going to pay this much, but yeah.
That's insane. I can't, like, $2 million. Like, I understand $2 million is it's ridiculous, but if anything, it's symbolic of the Super Bowl in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the advertising is $2 million to get it on the Sphere, I'm very nervous for us just going to your local coffee shop or whatever. I'm sure those prices are going to be insane. It's it's going to be a nightmare, but this is honestly what the NFL does. Like, this is it's a premium product and you're putting it in the heart of Las Vegas. Like, things ain't going to be cheap. Like, ask everyone who went to F1.
You're not going to have a choice. Here's my question. And we mentioned this during our transition after the crossover with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. Do you think these restaurants, not that it's that hard, all I want is to go to Guy Fieri's spot, which I go to every time I go to Vegas, get the trash can nachos every time. So if you're Guy Fieri, well, hopefully I'm going to talk to Jay, see if we can get him on the show. Jay, if you're listening, we're trying to get Guy Fieri. So it basically, okay, the Super Bowl is coming. Do you just have new menus ready to go, with the new prices? Yeah. Is it just that simple? All these places are just ordering new menus right now so they could up their prices.
It wouldn't surprise me because they've had enough time.
It would be worth it
of knowing exactly.
It would be worth
You're
it.
going to get, and you know what? Something I didn't even think about is just the casual. Like, I don't have Super Bowl tickets. I'm just going to Vegas to see the spectacle.
No, you're not.
I didn't even consider that being a whole demographic of people because it's not just going to be Chiefs fans or Niners fans out there. It's going to be people who are just like, the Super Bowl is going to be in Vegas. I'm going to be there because there's going to be so many Gronk, pool parties and random things like that. It's going to be nuts, man. I think that the entire city is just going to be crazy for the entire week.
So here we go. And like we said, I'm just using this as an example, right? They're for two. Okay. So Guys, trash can nachos right now are $25.99, which I'm assuming that's what they were prior because
Big
it's
nachos?
two people. It's two people.
Okay,
it's two
I'm
people.
like-
I'll show you. I got the video on my phone.
Like,
I got the video on my
already
phone.
raised.
It could be, though. It could be. So now when we get out there and we get in there, we'll see if they actually raise it. Because I don't think Guy will. I think they'll be the same price.
Yeah.
I think
I would. I mean,
price.
personally, I would raise my prices. I would definitely be like, I mean, y'all are gonna pay it anyway. And didn't you come here to flex? You know, you can flex it.
No, not like that. I don't want to flex there. I just want to eat.
Well, you know, it's all. There's
we'll see.
Are so excited.
We'll start.
This is amazing.
We got to start. We'll search other places now and see if their prices change just for fun because and to cry in case if that is the case. Got to get to a break. When we get back, are the Niners actually underdogs? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis faces his former team as the Kings are in Indiana.
Drives inside, reaches, comes up short. Sabonis with a rebound for a triple-double.
It's the Kings and Pacers Friday at 4:30 on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball, Sactown Sports.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny. When I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try soon. Harry's is available online and in-store at a retailer near you. Get a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/news. That's harrys.com/news. Or check us out at your local Costco for a price you can't find anywhere else. Just look for the Chrome Razor with 13 blade refills at your local Costco. You can't miss it. Exclusive to Costco members.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
15 minutes away from the Eddie Griffin ticket giveaway. Also 15 minutes away. We'll wait for Simone to pick that winner before we do our first installment of Fair or Foul, because I want Simone around after she's done picking that caller. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports to hook you up with tickets to check out comedy legend Eddie Griffin live at the Hard Rock Sacramento, April 13th. 15 minutes, we will give away those tickets. Also, before we get into the Niners and their underdogness. Speaking of underdogs, this is from Darren Ravel. This was yesterday. Toyota has signed a national endorsement deal with Brock Purdy. It is the auto brand's first deal with an active NFL player since signing their official NFL vehicle sponsorship in October. Cash rules everything around me. Yeah, real quick. Everybody is worried, oh, well, what if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl? What if he doesn't? What about and we have years to talk about this because they can't even talk about a contract with Brock until after the 2024 season ends.
Right.
I honestly think this won't be a big deal. I think that Brock is made of the same thing that Tom Brady has been made with in terms of not caring about getting the most money.
Yeah.
I think Brock understands how much it means to have those weapons. Deals like this very much help. And I don't think that there's going to be, I think it's going to get
that's a great point.
solved very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a problem. I think Brock is going to say, what's the most money I can get where I don't lose my guys?
Yep,
Whatever that is, give me that. I got Toyota. If he wins a Super Bowl, if you're a Niners fan, obviously you want the Niners to win the Super Bowl because you're a Niners fan.
Right.
But also those endorsements after the Super Bowl, Brock is just going to be thinking, I want a salary. I want to get top 10 because I feel like I'm a top 10 guy.
Right.
But I don't need I don't need a Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts contract that can affect the rest of the roster because I want to keep winning.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think people are, well, what's going to happen when you got to pay Brock? I just don't think that's what he's built from.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. The Brady thing is dead on. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I think Brock is number one person aware that, his weapons are incredibly key to his success. And I totally could see him doing exactly what you laid out, saying, look, what is the most amount of money or what's the ballpark of how we can maybe make sure that Debo's still around, that we can keep Ayuk around and McCaffrey as well. I guess you don't really have to factor Trent Williams into that. And maybe you're not factoring George Kittle into that as he's kind of in the backside of his career, but you got to make sure that your weapons are still there, or at least giving yourself the money to, hey, if we are or have to move on from one of these guys, let's get some funds to, or make sure we still have some funds to get something in that spot. Because regardless of what you're going to end up paying Brock, it's going to be significantly more than what he's making now. So I definitely think he'll take what he can get. And I can definitely see him doing the team responsible thing and making sure his other guys can eat too.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, pointing out this endorsement, all these things, it's only going to help because you're right. That's, NBA people, they make just as much off the floor as they do on the floor. And that could be a way of Brock to kind of supplement things.
And people compare the underdog story of Kurt Warner to Brock, and Kurt had that movie recently.
Yeah.
But
did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. It
good.
looked terrible.
Did
you see it?
No. I barely watched the trailer.
It looked awful. But I respect Kurt
American
Warner.
underdog.
It just didn't look great. And the thing about it is being signed the way that Kurt Warner was signed, great story.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, I do think that even if Kurt Warner was more of an underdog, the branding and marketing is better for Brock because Mr. Irrelevant is a term.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a term, and it's never happened, and that is what people are going to salivate
over. And it stands
over.
for something, too.
And it stands for
being the underdog.
You had our
the ultimate underdog.
Friend of the show, we're trying to get Isaiah Thomas, Kings Isaiah Thomas, on the show eventually.
Yeah.
He said shout out to the other to another Mr. Irrelevant because he was the last pick in the NBA draft.
Absolutely.
This is a thing. We read off the other names. This is crazy talk, right?
Yeah.
So getting signed the way Kurt Warner did, awesome. Maybe a better underdog story technically,
right?
But the branding of Mr. Irrelevant, he's gonna be fine. This is all going to be fine, and it's gonna be if he pulls this off. And that's a crazy thing. Even if he doesn't, it would still be a crazy story.
Yes.
But it's a make or miss league. If you win it,
life changing.
It's just life changing. Got a bizarre story, and it's always out of Jacksonville. And this just came out an hour ago.
Say Florida in general.
Florida man strikes again. I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, obviously, but Adam Schefter posted this an hour ago. Here's the headline. The Jaguars have asked FanDuel to reimburse them for some or all of the approximately $20 million in stolen proceeds a former employee lost on the site, but the company is unwilling to pay.
Wait, what? Why would the team be requesting the money?
Amit Patel, a mid-level finance manager, has pleaded guilty to stealing $22 million through a virtual credit card system.
That's right.
The Jaguars use for expenses.
Yes.
So he stole it.
Yes, he stole the money. Yeah.
FanDuel is saying, I don't care.
Yes.
So was he gambling? Because it's FanDuel?
Yes, he was gambling that. I do remember hearing this story.
You going to jail now?
Yeah,
that dude is going to jail.
Yeah. Big time, yes.
You're done.
He took money from the organization and used it to gamble. And
That's
so I guess
crazy.
the Jaguars are asking.
They're asking FanDuel. Hey, that wasn't us though. But that's your man's though. Yeah, that was your man's though.
Like it's somehow FanDuel's responsibility to be aware that that money isn't actually his, and so
that's insane.
We're gonna give it. We're just gonna give that money back to you, Jacksonville Jaguars, because you guys are really strapped for cash.
Look, get
out of here.
And they make it
y'all were stupid.
Mid-level finance manager. We're not gonna get in anybody's pockets. No. I'm not saying that, but I don't understand this stuff, man. This is very similar to me. I'm assuming this guy wasn't doing bad, and honestly, this just speaks to gambling addiction,
of course,
more than anything else. But it reminds me of, we joke about the sneaker app as I get ready. By the way, sneaker app, May 2024. I'm putting it out there in the universe right now. Okay. The sneaker app, they are releasing the Kobe Girl Dads. If I don't get those shoes, I might never wear Nikes again. I need them, Chris. I need them. Okay.
Public pleading.
Please, somebody help me.
Help me.
They're turquoise, the Kobe Girl Dads. I think they come out in May. Help your boy out. But this reminds me of the sneaker situation where there was a kid whose mom worked for Nike. So he had the Nike credit card, and he was buying
I remember
sneakers.
Yeah, they were like all in his garage,
and then he had them all laid out.
I'm pretty sure she got laid off because you're a part of that.
Yeah,
brother, not only you didn't just hustle backwards for us.
Yeah.
For me, for you,
generational,
messed up you fumbled the biggest bag.
Yeah.
Your mom works at Nike. You don't get any plugs.
Not just Nike employee store or something. She was like a Nike exec.
Is your allowance not enough?
No, it's not.
That's crazy.
I'm reading here on what Mr. Patel is being accused of here. Actually, not even accused. Has pled guilty to stealing $22 million through a virtual credit card system the Jaguars used for expenses. Sources with knowledge of the case told ESPN that Patel lost about $20 million of the funds on daily fantasy and sports bets at FanDuel.
Who are you tailing?
Which had him assigned as a VIP host. He also lost an additional $1 million on DraftKings.
That was his last stand.
He was
Maybe
like,
I could win it all back.
He was like, FanDuel's bad luck. I've lost $20 million on FanDuel.
What do we need?
1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm so close. I can just get it all back. I need is a Bijan Robinson first touchdown, whoever second touchdown. That is crazy.
Yeah.
You had a good job, man.
He transferred the money directly from the virtual credit card straight to FanDuel. Their discussions
FanDuel,
are ongoing.
No flags there, FanDuel?
Nothing. No, just
no flags.
Also, great point. How much are people just casually dropping in? If that doesn't even raise a flag, like how much money are people just dropping on their FanDuel accounts? Goodness.
They're like, it's Drake. Or no, he does steak, I guess. Never mind.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a whole nother thing too. That seems like it's sketch to say the least.
I cannot believe that. I mean, look, man. It's a problem.
Here's what FanDuel has to say about it. FanDuel said this in a statement. The way that they see it, we got this money fair and clear. It's not our problem that we have to forfeit it back to you.
No, it's not your problem at all.
At all. I don't even understand what are the grounds that the Jaguars are saying this is on.
You know what? Because, I came from the tech world, and there are certain situations where, you pay vendors for certain things and you have finance and you have accounting and they should know what's going out. You clearly have no clue what's going out.
Yeah, this is what the Jaguars say. They say gambling sites have a duty to perform anti-money laundering and know your client procedures to ensure they do not onboard funds of an illicit origin. Let's see here. Where the size of the customer's bets far outweighs their income, red flags are present and should require additional attention.
So he was on his personal.
Yes, so it was on his personal account, but the money was filtered through the virtual credit card.
I mean, if you're FanDuel, I get that,
so
but that's not.
This is a great quote. He was legendarily bad when it comes to the biggest loser ever on FanDuel, they're calling him.
Gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, we have our Eddie Griffin ticket giveaway and our first installment of Fair or Foul. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Jiffy Lube, a proud partner of Sactown Sports, is sending Stiles and Watkins on the road to Las Vegas. Starting next Wednesday from 10 to 2, join the guys live from Radio Row as they get exclusive interviews to prep you for the big game.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
It's time to buck up, Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
It is time. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports to hook you up with tickets to check out comedy legend Eddie Griffin live at the Hard Rock Sacramento April 13th. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Looking for caller number
4. 4.
Caller number 4 to win a pair of tickets to check out Eddie Griffin. For more information, visit SactownSports.com, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Eddie Griffin, Hard Rock, Sacramento, April 13th. Looking for caller number 4. Caller number 4. Simone will take care of you. When that's all wrapped up, we will start our first installment of Fair or Foul. Chris, it's a fun Friday, a Fair or Foul Friday. Are you into, we haven't talked shows in a bit. Have you watched True Detective?
No, I haven't. Heard crazy good things, though.
I'm watching it.
So it's, the way I understand it, it's kind of like an anthology series where each season is a different detective.
Right.
So we just started on this newest one, season 4.
So have you've seen the ones in the past?
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't. And I just, for whatever reason, having HBO, I'm just going to watch the newest one.
This is the one where there was a season with like Matthew McConaughey and I think Chris Rock was on one as well. Okay. Yes. Then I know the show you're talking about.
So there are, Mahershala Ali was in season 3
that's
as
right.
well.
Shout out Mahershala.
Yeah, Mahershala St. Mary's.
Yes,
I believe, you know, Moraga's finest.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that one, and I'm very excited. Anyone that has ever heard me talk about TV, I saw that they finally have season 2 of Severance in production for Apple TV. I'm excited about that.
Wow.
What are you watching right now?
What am I watching right now? I'm rewatching Shameless. I think it's because of
rewatching.
Yes,
you're a rewatcher.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
you're a rewatcher.
Big time. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I watch a lot of TV series. I've established not a big movie watcher, but I will watch 6 hours of just any show, and I'll watch it until like 2 a.m. So that's more my speed. But yeah, I'm rewatching Shameless. I think it's because Homeboy is just so prevalent right now. He was in the Iron Claw. What's his name? I don't even know what his name is.
From The Bear.
Yeah, from The Bear. The guy from The Bear, who is obviously from The Bear, but also
Jeremy Allen White. Great middle name, by the
Jeremy
way.
Allen White. Rewatching Shameless, which I've never actually finished before. It's one of those where I feel like I tried to watch it 3 or 4. I think this is my 3rd time trying to watch it. I get to the same point every time, and then I slow down.
Why?
I mean, the show is heavy. It's a show where
power through.
The family is essentially broke as all get out, and every episode things just continue to get worse. And so I can only sign up for that so many times. But rewatching Shameless right now, and I just finished Alone, which is a show I've talked a lot about before. It's where they essentially, it's like Survivor, but extreme. They literally, there'll be survivalist experts or people who know tons about how to start fires, how to catch fish, how to trail bear scat and all that stuff. And they drop them quite literally alone with a camera, and they say, whoever is going to last the longest wins, I think, $500,000.
I saw a trailer for that.
It's really good. I would heavily recommend.
All righty. And this is from Joe Jaros on the Sac Chat, our guy Joe. Yeah, Chris Rock was Fargo, which I thought was
Thank
ending, and then it didn't end. There you go. So that was Chris Rock, as I mentioned True Detective. Also want to just put that out there. We see you on the text line 916 RIP Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers, actor from Rocky, Predator, Mandalorian, Happy Gilmore, a lot of different things.
Gilmore, that's right. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Simone was what's his name in Happy Gilmore? Simone, I know you know his name. I can't think of his name.
Which one?
Is it Chubbs?
Chubbs.
Yes.
I was also Chubbs.
Really? Oh my!
I was Chubbs.
Simone's
for
was
Halloween.
great. Yeah. I think Simone even had the alligator with her.
Yeah.
So
R.I.P. to Carl Weathers. Lose another great one, and obviously he was in, like I said, Rocky, Predator, and the Mandalorian. Yeah, it's a tough one, but R.I.P. and all the best prayers go out to his family. Getting ready for our first segment of Fair or Foul. We'll do the sports ones while we're waiting for Simone, and then we will do the non-sports one. So, Greg Olson, he signed up for this. We believe he knew. Yeah. So, Greg Olson, who's been doing great play-by-play, I do like him. He is about to get bumped for Tom Brady. Remember, everybody remembers Tom Brady signed that crazy deal. I believe he was still playing. Yes, and he signs this deal, and Greg Olson knows that he's out, and he says, I want to call the top game. I want to call games in front of 57 million people and dive into the biggest moments. And I feel like we've done as good a job at that as anyone in the industry over the last couple seasons.
It's just sad. I mean,
it's very sad.
It's like
I mean,
a weird
somebody's got to
position
pick him
tell
up
someone.
somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think he still has like I believe he's still with Fox. It's just they're demoting him, and it's just like it's a weird thing where you're
to lower games.
Yes, to lower games. So he'll be, like Mark Schlereth does Fox games, but he doesn't do I think they call it America's Game of the Week. And so he'll just be whatever the second best game that's on Fox that day will be, which is, I mean, Greg Olson's awesome. Like I was not expecting to appreciate his commentary style as much as I have. And I feel like do you think Brady's going to be good at that?
I don't know.
Because we heard him on McAfee the other day. They asked him about Purdy, and it was just a bunch of filibustering. Like, how much is he actually going to say? Because I feel like when they initially were like, hey, let's get Tom Brady to Fox, it was kind of when Tony Romo was still popping and he was predicting plays and all of that. And it was oh my God, if this is what Tony Romo sounds like, Tom Brady, the GOAT, he's going to be revealing every play. And I think since that Tony has stopped doing that, but also,
it was a little much.
Yeah. I don't think that is anybody hyped to hear what Tom Brady has to say?
I think so.
Every week.
I think so.
There'll be clips, but I just don't know if it's going to be entertaining.
I'm a bit surprised at how Tom Brady is playing this whole thing. I thought he would go.
He's too famous. He's too rich for that.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he would go in the Michael Jordan direction. He's got his ownership with the Raiders.
LeBron's not going to be talking sideline. He's not going to be replacing Doc Rivers.
I think it's just Brady just going to downplay what everybody else does.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But so now Greg Olson gets demoted a little bit, and you just got to keep getting your work in, and he put out good tape.
I think it's foul.
You think it's foul?
I'm saying it's
you
foul.
think it's foul? Yeah. I think it's fair based on
Is it fair for Brady to do it? Was it fair for Brady to do what he did, where he essentially said, you can hold that spot until I'm ready?
What's funny that you're saying this, that this is exactly about very similar to my story.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, perfect.
So I'm going fair only because Greg Olson knew it was coming.
Okay. That's
all right.
Fair.
So he knew it was coming. All right. Let's
quite literally what he signed up for.
Let's do the other sports one first, and then we'll end with my story. Doc Rivers, who is 0-2 as the Boston Celtics.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks. I still don't think they've won a game.
I don't believe so. No.
So they are 0-2, the Milwaukee. Yeah, he already has his chance with the Boston Celtics. And they are 0-2 since he has taken over. But due to a technicality, he could coach the All-Star game.
Yeah, so I guess you're not allowed to they call it the Riley rule, where I guess Pat Riley coached the All-Star team from like 1982 through 1990, and so now they have a rule where you cannot coach consecutive seasons, which I guess is so that coaches get vacation. I think I would imagine. I don't. First off, I don't like that Riley rule, and definitely not if it leads to Doc Rivers coaching the All-Star team when he just got here last week. I mean, that just feels wrong. I know yesterday on TNT, Kenny was like, Adrian Griffin should be on the staff, or you should let Adrian Griffin coach.
Awkward.
No, absolutely
Give him
not.
the money. I saw. No. Actually, that led into the Tony Snell thing.
Did it really?
Somehow, because they said you can just donate that money. I'm just thinking, what is happening?
That is definitely foul. Absolutely.
Yeah,
there's nothing fair about Doc Rivers walking into coaching the All-Star game.
It's a unique situation. That's what happens when Giannis LeBron Antetokounmpo does his thing and says, I got to get guys out of there. I think that's foul as well. All right.
Let's do the story.
Let's get to my story. So not too long ago, the good old Smith machine in the gym, there's only one, right? And if you don't know what the Smith machine is, it's basically a bar, but it's all connected. So you can squat on
it's like
it.
An all-in-one machine.
It's an all-in-one machine, which is why people stay on there for so long.
Forever.
You can squat on it. You can do deadlifts. You can do bench press. You can do a lot of different things. You can do shoulder, anything, right? So as I've said before, the last story was with the Smith machine when somebody was on it for what felt like 30 minutes, right? So this morning I wake up and I have to do this stuff specifically for my Achilles rehab. So today is my lift day. I get up. It's 7 in the morning. Somebody's already on it. So there's only 3 of us in the gym. Somebody's already on it. Okay, I do my other workouts, and I'm trying to time it out. He starts slowing down, right? He did a couple different workouts, and he moves his stuff. Now, the other person that was in the gym, she had been there, but she was a little bit, by the time he got off, she was a little bit further away. Now, what I did next, so this is what happened. I got caught in between. It truly was my last set, right? Okay. And I did not do this for her.
So you weren't going to be on the machine for long? The Smith machine? No.
I was in the middle of doing another set as he finishes.
Gotcha.
But I'm thinking, I got to get in to do the show.
Right.
And I can't miss this opportunity.
Yes.
And I only had one set, right? So I'm doing dumbbell deadlifts with like $100 dumbbell or 100. Yeah, exactly.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So she's a little bit further away. So I'm thinking, cool. If that's me, I'm close by, right? So the guy moves off, and it's not a big gym. So the guy moves away. I put my stuff down at the Smith machine, and I'm looking. I got this 100-pound dumbbell, and the stuff that I had been working on, I got one more set.
Right.
So I start doing the last set. As I start doing I got my headphones blaring. As I start doing the last set, she looks over and she's mouthing. I can see we all in the same.
Yeah, right. There's 3 people there,
vicinity, right? And she's looking over saying, "Are you done there?" And he goes, "Yes." And then she looks and sees my stuff. She took it way better than I would have.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's good.
So now I feel guilty because truly I figured I can do 10. I have to put it away. Yeah. Let me just do 10 quick. It was really just in case somebody else walked in. Absolutely. I did not think she was going to hop on. Neither of us talked to him and said we wanted to get on next. She saw it and went back to doing her business. So I get on and I'm just going through quick because now I feel bad.
Of course.
So I do what I got to do and I get to the last set and I say, hey, I just have one more set. She goes, oh, no, I'm good. She had already grabbed the dumbbells because she didn't know when he was getting off.
Sure.
And then when he left, she said, when he left, she said, oh, maybe I can do it.
Right.
My stuff was there. She took it very well. Okay. And I'm just going to say myself, I asked my wife about it. She goes, I'd be annoyed. That's foul. And I think it's foul too because what else was I supposed to do? I'm picking it up anyway.
I think you're good.
10. Yeah. I did 10.
I think you're fine. I think you're good. I think it's just an awkward situation, but I think your intentions were fine. I think this is more of I guess the only thing you can in hindsight say you should have done is maybe tried to make eye contact with her and just like point and say but how are you? Again, there's 3 people. You're just playing the numbers game too. Also, you're right.
We need another Smith machine.
Because if it's a packed gym, this is now crossing into, okay, if this is a packed gym, what you did is what you have to do.
Yes.
And just because it's not packed, are you not supposed to do what you're always supposed to do in order to lock down the machine?
Truly, I did not mean to, I'm going to run over there and I'm going to run over there, lock it down and finish my stuff here. It was, I put my stuff down, I came back and I thought, I got to move this dumbbell anyway.
You checked with her after too.
Yeah, I got to, and I flew through it.
Yeah.
My wife said it's foul. She convinced me that it's foul.
I know. I thought now I'm hearing it back and I am like, maybe it is foul. I thought first take it was clean. It was fair.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
I felt bad about it. Maybe but
it's
if
okay.
I
understand.
We're all
I think
borrowing machines at the end of the day,
if I
right?
ask her and she says, yeah, because she was in the gym before me, but I didn't know. But if neither of us asked him, hey, because she could have said, hey, I was on that next, but we both got caught up waiting for him because, again, just like the last time I had this conversation in the opposite way, neither of us had said, hey, how much longer I'm trying to hop on next. If she had said, hey, I talked to him and I said I was next, cool. She did it.
If I was there, you would not have gone second.
She wasn't.
I feel like
I was hocking it.
I don't know, because I feel like you did the unspoken rule too of, if you want that machine, you got to be near it and ready to take over. Like, you can't just assume that no one's going to. Like, I don't know. I think everything you did, I probably would have done everything you did. So if you're wrong, then I guess I'm wrong.
Someone from the Sac chat says, gotta yell out next.
No,
right?
No.
It's this dang Smith machine, man.
Next.
Maybe we should just get a second Smith machine.
We need
that to
another
me
one.
sounds like the easy
Because the crazy thing is, here's the thing. The crazy thing is, just like she was just doing it a different way, my workouts can only be done in that, not necessarily with the Smith machine, but I need that bar.
Yeah.
There's only one bar.
Right.
So the dude who was even there before, who wasn't there too long, he's doing shoulder press. He's doing incline bench.
Yeah,
you can do that stuff other places.
Exactly.
I can't do what I need to do anywhere else.
No,
That's
exactly.
why I got to be a little bit more cutthroat.
You got to be a little selfish. Yeah. You're like, I need this machine. Like, it's not like,
Fair,
I just
pal.
really like it, or
Say it's fair.
I think it's fair. I think you're good.
Okay,
and your intentions were good. It's not like you had
I
any
thought that
sort
was
of
going to go way
No.
No.
If you intentionally cut her, then it's a different conversation.
Yes.
But again, you had no idea, and I think it was just an awkward situation that went. I mean, it sounded like it went smoothly.
It went fine.
Yeah.
It went fine. Much better than last time when Homeboy was there for
I was going to
30,
say,
40
ma'am,
minutes.
if you're listening and you got cut off by Alan Stiles, please call into the
Yes,
station.
next
We'd love
round.
to hear
Yes, next
from
one's
you.
on me. You get to skip in front of me.
I would love to hear from her perspective.
Yeah. She's like, you did put your stuff down a little early for me. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, a little bit more on the Kings' interest on Kyle Kuzma. And also, we preview the Pacers and we preview the Bulls. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
For the second straight week, the 49ers rally to win another playoff game.
Here's the snap. It's down. Jake Moody right down the middle. The 49ers have the lead.
The 49ers are just one more win away from hoisting the Lombardi Trophy.
Throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on fourth down. Again!
Catch every thrilling moment of Super Bowl LVIII, Sunday, February 11th on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. The #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Still trying to, no updates yet on Tyrese Halliburton. Still questionable. Probably will be until the show is over. And Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, they'll get that news for you. How's everybody feeling about these early games? I like them.
I love it.
I like them a lot.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder, I guess I understand why the NBA has to have it be 7:00 just so you get as many people as possible to it. But like, it would be nice if we can get an occasional, Tuesday night at 5:30 or 6.
I'm
so
with
that
you.
we could get out a little bit earlier.
I'm with you, big dog.
It would be really nice. It would be really nice. Just enjoy this while it lasts. The Kings taking on the Indiana Pacers, and the Pacers still a bit hard. I know a lot of times when we preview these games, we will do defensive rating and offensive rating, but a little bit different when they made the big moves that they made, getting Pascal Siakam. I don't know that they've necessarily found their stride. Tyrese Halliburton goes down around the time that they get Pascal Siakam, so I don't know if they've really been able to cook the way they would have liked. Do have some good wins since acquiring Siakam. They beat the 76ers. They beat the Suns, and some of this is without Tyrese. They lost by 5 to the Celtics. That was on Tuesday, and then they lose to the Knicks. So they've lost 2 in a row, and now they have a back-to-back, and not a traveling back-to-back, but they did have to travel to come back home. against a Kings team that should be ticked off.
Should be, yeah.
Should be upset. Now, you don't want to get too amped. I was a too amped guy.
Right.
You don't want to be too amped, but at the same time, you definitely want to put your best foot forward and not put yourself in a bad situation. After the Pacers beat the Kings January 18th, it was a back-to-back, so do with that what you will. Sandwiched in, or that was when the trade happened, but they had lost to the Jazz. They beat the Kings, and then they lost to the Trailblazers. But then I think that's around the time they actually got Siakam. And then Halliburton goes down. Basically, long story short, we don't really know what we're going to get tonight. Yeah. Besides, they're still going to play with a lot of pace.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the one thing you can expect is just high energy and high scoring, really. I mean, I know Indiana didn't score a ton last night, but on their home floor, you have to imagine they're going to try and play their style of basketball. And we didn't get a chance to, I think we got sidetracked by something else. We never got a chance to address what we really meant by De'Aaron coming out saying like, we want De'Aaron to take advantage of some of those games and, come out with a little bit more fire. I think we're talking about like De'Aaron just meeting the correct intensity for the moment. I think it's too much of the, like he's kind of feeling it out for a quarter and a half. And then he kind of gets going. I think what we're wanting to see from him tonight when we say, hey, De'Aaron, have a big night. It's not at the expense. It's not like we want him ball hogging or playing hero ball. We're just saying from opening tip, attack the rim. Just attack until they stop you and be a weapon. Like really, I want you, especially if Tyrese is playing tonight, you should feel like I'm trying to prove some points tonight. And I'm going to show you that not only am I an all-star, but I'm better than this dude who's starting in the all-star game.
Yeah. I mean, it really should make you feel some type of way. If this won't make you feel some type of way.
All the emotions, you got Indy.
And you got housed at home.
Yeah.
And let's not forget,
TJ McConnell didn't even play yesterday. So he goes from starting and killing y'all to he's not even part of y'all's rotation.
Riding pine. Let's not forget, in whatever type of outfit you want to say Tyrese Halliburton had on, he was doing the most in your house.
Yes.
He was dancing.
Flexing on y'all.
He was having the time of his life in your house. In your house. I think they will take it some type of way. I think this is going to be a great game. Look, when we did the Kings Roundtable, I'm not the guy. I don't say this every time. You had Brendan and Frankie. I said, hey, guys, what do you think about the game tonight? Oh, they both thought, oh, yeah, I think the Kings are going to get. I felt bad about that game, okay? I do not feel good about every King game, but I feel good about this one.
Yeah, I do too. I feel good about this one. If you can't, it's one of those where I think you said it earlier, but like if you can't get ramped up or hyped up for this, like with all the outside stuff.
Check your pulse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you not, if this isn't going to get the juices flowing, what is? I already know Sabonis is going to go crazy tonight. Or at least his effort is going to be out ridiculous. So I can understand why Miles Turner is saying I'm questionable tonight because he knows he's in for a handful. Jalen Smith, he's like, hey, man, I gave y'all a career high yesterday. I don't want to deal with Sabonis today.
Are you one of those guys that, hey, I want to see the Pacers at full strength? Or are you, it's a long season, just get the W?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm like, please take as many people as possible out. Sure, we could say, oh, it's not a true test. I do not
Or
care.
The Kings haven't played well in these shorthanded situations.
I'm good. It's okay. I'll take wins however I can get them at this point. And I mean, it's fine. Indy can say, oh, yeah, but you beat us without.
Don't care.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the Kings need wins. And, when you're playing a team like Indy where you realistically don't, like those matchups don't really mean anything in the long run. It's not like it affects your divisional record or anything like that. Just get the win and keep it pushing. So, yeah, I mean, the Kings need to take care of business tonight. This should be personal. It should be high energy. You already know Indy likes to play fast, so play into it and just beat them at their own game. I mean, this is much, I said the other day, the Kings got into a Heat style of basketball in that game. They weren't going to win Heat basketball. You can win this Pacers style of play. I think this is a situation where the Pacers,
they're trying to be you.
Yeah, it's like, hey, everything you could do, we can definitely do better. So, and it's going to take everybody because if in a high scoring game, can't have our guy Kevin Huerter going whatever, can't struggle from three, can't have HB going 2 for 10 from three if the Kings are going to try and outscore anybody. So as much as it is De'Aaron and Domas having a big night, you're definitely going to need at least one other person to have a big night too.
Paging Malik Monk.
Yeah, hello.
Malik Monk, hello? Are you there?
Does this number still work?
Malik, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Malik? Can we find Malik Monk tonight? All right, got to get to a break when we get back. Speaking of, are we going to back up what we're talking with these guys? Prop Talk up next. Simone is hot on the Prop Talk. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is hitting the road on our Jiffy Lube road trip. Join Stiles and Watkins live from Radio Row in Las Vegas next Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 2 as they get you ready for the big game.
Plus, we have additional coverage on all our shows from Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and the Drive Guys.
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip next week on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Bradley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hobler Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Book your free T-check and free exam at Revive Men's Health Sacramento. Now also offering affordable, cutting-edge weight loss medications. Call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Right now, American Energy offering $0 HVAC diagnostics. That's normally $99 for nothing. Let the American Energy team test your system, connections, and all the moving parts of your system to ensure it's functioning properly. Let me say that again. $0 to get your HVAC diagnostic-ted. That's not even a word. That's normally $100. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. That's what American Energy does. That's what they've done since 1981. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since then. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Do it before January 31st or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great factory financing and incentive, and great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
analysts chose the Niners, Colleen Wolfe and Marcus Grant. All right. And this is very early on. We'll see if people change their minds. It's 2 points.
Yeah,
my question is, can you be the Vegas favorite and still be an underdog? How does that work?
I think technically no, but I guess spiritually you can say if you feel as if, you've got, out of 10 insiders, if 2 of them are picking you, I guess who am I to say that doesn't make you an underdog?
That's what I'm saying.
It's public perception versus where, and you can argue, Vegas lines don't necessarily say they think the Niners are going to win. It's just they think that's where they can get the most money. So, I would say that you could probably still. This is really the borderline of how you could still be considered an underdog and yet be a Vegas favorite. They're towing it though.
It is, but that that's enough.
Yes,
that is enough to make the Niner fans feel like, hey, we're disrespected. All right, prop talk. I'm looking here, and the obvious ones are Fox and Sabonis.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
Those are the obvious ones for today. You got De'Aaron Fox. He's back. I don't know why, but somehow he scored. I think it's probably because of the Pacers.
Right,
But
yeah.
He went from 25.5 to 27.5.
Yeah.
That scares me.
It's really high.
But just putting it out there. 5 assists. Also 2.5 3-pointers made. Chris hopes that he doesn't take that many, but he probably.
I was like, he probably will.
He probably will. I'm looking here. Keegan Murray is at 17.
Yeah, that's
and a half points. Harrison Barnes at 14.5 points. Malik is at 11.5.
How?
I don't know. Because I'm ready once it drops to 10.5.
Right.
Kevin Huerter at 13.5 points. And again, not sure where Nate got that from, but 2.5 threes, not 1.5. Yeah, I feel like I got to keep it simple today. And I am going to go with, this is a tough one. I think I'm just going to go straight up. And if they don't play their guys might get burned because the Kings might blow them out. But I'm just going to keep it simple. Sabonis 21.5.
Is that points?
Over. Straight up. Points. Over.
I like it. That would put him at over 20 points per game on the season too, which would probably put him into a different, he's now the only person to ever be 20, 13, 8, and 60% from the field. So I like it. And then you also have the added motivation of all-star as well and getting his. I'm going to look at Keegan Murray. Last time when the Kings lost to Indy, Keegan had 27 points, 9 boards. He was 11 of 18 from the field. That was the game. You took Keegan Murray over 2.5 threes.
Right.
And he was 1 of 5 from 3, even though he had 27 points.
That is correct.
So I'm gonna ignore that happened, and I'm gonna take Keegan Murray 5.5 rebounds because of the elevated pace of Indiana, and I just think that's gonna lead to more shots. And I'm looking here. Keegan has had 5 or more rebounds in 5 of his last 6 games. So I'll say Keegan will get 6 tonight. Why not?
There you go. Keegan Murray over 5.5 rebounds. Simone, you got one?
I got one. I'm also looking here at the lines. I think that Malik Monk one is interesting. I know we're in a little bit of a rough patch.
At 11.5, you like it?
No, but I'm going to take the under.
Oh, I like it. I like it, Simone.
No, I don't like that.
I like it.
It's gonna be a little sizzle today and
No,
a big sear tomorrow.
He's gotta leave some room for his snubbed all-stars to get some points. I love it, Simone.
I'm taking the under.
I think that's the first under we've had, so I love it.
I don't like that at all.
I'm writing it in here under 11.5. I love it.
That's crazy.
Just waking everyone up. Get everyone ready for the weekend,
that's
baby.
Crazy to me.
That's 11.5. The number is?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm shook.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
No, I don't.
Okay, so Alan is going Sabonis over.
That's right.
21.5.
gotta get some
Simone
music under
is
this.
going
This is fun.
Monk
I can't believe
under. Incredible. Just incredible stuff. Under 11.5, and I'm going Keegan Murray over 5.5 rebounds.
I just can't believe that.
I love it so much, Simone. Thank you. Thank you for having the
You're
heart
welcome.
to do what
Exactly.
none of us,
The
we're
courage.
all afraid of
Thank
it.
you.
I mean,
it's a big
you know,
week for me.
you'd also be a winner, like in, I don't even know how many straight games if you would have bet that. Let me see here. Let's look at Malik's game logs here, and let's see at 11.5. When was the last time Malik Monk had 12 points in a game? Let's see here.
It's been a while.
We got to improve our internet here because this thing is killing me. He has one game of 12 or more points in the last 6. He had 13 points in the win against Atlanta. If we want to stretch that out, he had 13 7 games ago against Phoenix in that collapse.
Wait, when was the last time he had 12?
He had 12 against Atlanta. What was that? 5 games ago. That was the last time he had over 12. That was the last time he hit double digits. He's only hit he also had 13 points.
This has been going on for
Phoenix.
I know we
So
did
this
the
is
last
now-
10. He's still averaging 12, I think, the last 10 games, but barely.
His last 7, he has only gone double digits twice, and he got 13 in both of those games. So
there you go. All righty. We'll see who figures it out. Now we got Double Dog.
A double dog
segment in a back-to-back situation. I'm going to ride with Sabonis. I'm going to ride with my prop talk pick. Domantas Sabonis is my dog.
Times 2?
I'll do him for the Pacers.
Okay.
I gotta think for the Bulls.
Okay.
Trying to chase history, dude.
Mhm.
Break that Big O record.
That's right.
Oh, that's true.
That's right.
That's why I wanted to double adopt Domas.
Let's
but
do
I
it.
guess
No. You're
should
good.
we?
Yeah,
Wait.
you can. We got 2 games this weekend, so
Okay.
you can pick him for the Pacer game and then go somewhere else for the Bulls game.
I'm going somewhere else with the Bulls game, and I already laid it out. See, Monk's settling down tonight just to rev it all up.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see here. So Simone's got Sabonis versus the Pacers, Monk versus Chicago. Allen's got Sabonis versus the Pacers. Tonight, got to throw that in there. I'll go De'Aaron tonight. Why not? You know, he's got to have a little edge. Let's get the Fox and Sabonis wave going. I mean, we've been talking about it all day. They've got some things to prove, and they better come out aggressive tonight. If they don't, then I will.
I don't know. I really.
If they don't, I will.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I won't. I think there's going to be a lot of the main guys going off tonight. So tomorrow night, I know I'm not allowed to pick Kevin Huerter anymore, but it's either Kevin Huerter or Harrison Barnes because you're going up against guys that there have been conversations about being traded for. So I think, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take myself out of Kevin Huerter jail. And it's Kevin Huerter tomorrow night against Caruso.
Versus Chicago.
Caruso over me? Caruso over me? Kevin Huerter tomorrow night.
I'm really tempted to go De'Aaron in Chicago because last time he was in Chicago, he had the I'm nice.
I'm nice, yeah.
I'm nice.
I'm blank nice.
Yeah. So that would be great. That would be great to get a sequel of that because I don't think we've had a single De'Aaron game winner all year. So that would be nice to get in Chicago, but I'm going to go somewhere else. I'll go with HB. Why not? Let's go HB in Chicago. I don't really have much reasoning for it besides the fact that, we've seen him have a couple good games and he's definitely fallen back to earth here. And, like you said, the Kings are probably going to have a big effort from Fox and Sabonis tonight. They're going to need the others, if you will, to step up in Chicago. And I'll just pick HB as my guy. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah, really, you already did yours.
Yes. So we have
both of yours.
verse tonight, the Pacers. Allen's taking Sabonis. Simone is also taking Sabonis.
We're double
I'm
adopting.
taking De'Aaron Fox. Tomorrow in Chicago, Allen's going with Kevin Huerter.
Yep.
Simone is going with Mr. Malik Monk, and I'm going with Harrison Barnes.
Finally, get those licks.
You
back.
have here from the SAC chat, you have from Nima, we'll be playing 5-on-8 tonight. NBA has to prove that Fox and Sabonis aren't all-stars. That is some conspiracy right there, and that is well done. I don't think that's the case, but I love a conspiracy. Manny Too Legit, De'Aaron, my dog, tonight, going for a 40 burger. You have Amid Rock, Fox for game 1, HB for Game 2. And from Nicktown, Fox, Domas, and Monk, big dogs, in whatever order, doesn't matter. Just get it done. Got to get to a break. When we get back, crosstalk, crossover with the Drive Guys. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Jiffy Lube, a proud partner of Sactown Sports, is sending Stiles and Watkins on the road to Las Vegas. Starting next Wednesday from 10 to 2, join the guys live from Radio Row as they get exclusive interviews to prep you for the big game.
Vegas! Vegas, baby, Vegas!
It's Stiles and Watkins live from Vegas, all part of our Jiffy Lube road trip on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
My name is Dustin. I'm the head designer for Cody James Black Boots, and this is Behind the Boot Barn. The objective with this new line was basically to create a collection of boots that were going to be elevated, quality made, using the finest materials and craftsmanship available. Some of the key quality construction details that carry throughout the line would be premium cowhide lining, hand-nailed leather soles, and simplistic design. Cody James Black, only at Boot Barn.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at Power Copier.
Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
One more we like to hear from our people when we do the dog segment. Last second dog from the 530 on the Folsom Lake Honda text line. Malik breaks out of the funk tonight. 20-plus points. Woo! And 4+ 3-pointers. Wow.
Don't ruin my
Yeah. Simone's like,
Please.
well, I took the under.
Right.
So this person is fading Simone.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, go out and fade Simone. He's going to break out. It's just a matter of when. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? That's the question. As we are joined by Whitey Gleason.
Hello.
Who is going to
Happy
take
Friday.
you up to
3
o'clock.
Yeah, long show today.
Uh-huh.
Marathon sessions. yes.
I'm glad you prepped enough to be ready to go on this.
Well, we'll see, right? We'll see.
I think I saw you guys are having on Jordy Fernandez today, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Drapes Dimes. I believe Kyle spoke to him earlier, and we're going to share that interview with you. Yeah,
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. There you go. All right. Let's get it done.
What's
Football feud. Football feud.
Are you okay?
Yeah, at least I got one. Yeah. I'm not good at these games. I'll tell you this right now. I'm not a football historian.
Yeah. I realize I neglected to ask Simone if she had the football feud
ready to go.
Yeah, and that's on me. Yeah. And there we go.
Great. Now it's official.
Yeah. Alan was kind of hoping.
Welcome to the
We
feud.
can't
Thank you,
do it.
Simone. Yes. Let's see who won yesterday.
I can't remember. They're all blending together these days.
I think it was Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, on the Travis Kelce.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. So I'm going to give you the choice.
No. I'm going to give the choice.
No, please.
My
please.
choice is to
You're
give
gonna defer?
Yeah, I'm going to defer. Exactly. Second half. Second half kickoff.
Alan, we have. I don't want to give away too much here, but we have venues, we have quarterbacks, we have champions, and we have appearances. In general, there.
Appearances.
Venues
Venues
right?
would have been tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of love that one.
I would.
I got it in the hopper. We'll save it.
We'll keep it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, now guys, there's 7 answers that are like all tied. So my point is, whoever buzzes in first and gets one initially, there's no topping them for the first.
Gotcha. They're all the same number.
So there's 7 answers on the board.
Okay.
As you know, this year we have a Super Bowl rematch, right?
Oh my gosh.
So can you name one of the 7 Super Bowl rematches we've seen, or a matchup we've seen more than once?
Besides this one?
Yes, besides this one.
Okay.
Can you name a Super Bowl matchup we've seen more than once?
This is so tough.
All right.
You know, this one, we're not counting
Chris.
this. Yes, Chris.
Patriots-Eagles.
Patriots-Eagles is correct. Absolutely right. Super Bowls 39 and 42. So you have control of the board.
Yeah.
7 on the board. You got 1. No strikes against anybody. You want to pass?
I would like to pass, but I'm not going to do that to Alan. I'm going to play it. This is a tough one. This is more just I don't think any of us will be able to clear this board.
Okay. All right.
When I said appearances, I didn't. This is like a subset of appearances. This is not a. I tried to go with the most broad one.
Yeah.
Do venues.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's do venues actually. Go switch. Man. Okay. Go ahead and read the question out.
Yes. We have a Super Bowl rematch this year, a Super Bowl matchup we've seen more than once. We haven't seen it yet, though, so we don't count it. Can you name one of the 7 Super Bowl matchups we've seen more than once? You have Patriots-Eagles. And we're wondering if you can name another one.
Right.
Super Bowls, as I said, 39 and 42. By the way, there's only been one matchup that we've seen 3 times.
Wow. Okay. Is there a
Chris Watkins on
Bills Cowboys?
Bills and Cowboys.
That's not right. That's not one.
Let's see here. Bills Cowboys Super Bowls 27 and 28.
Oh my goodness.
Bingo.
Look at that.
Halftime performer at one of those was Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that was the first like really big halftime show, wasn't it? I think I saw something where I guess somebody had aired it might have been like Sanford and Son during halftime one year, and then the NFL was like, we are never going to allow anyone to have any sort of counter programming, so we're going to bag out the halftime show. Don't know if any of that is true, but it sounds.
No, I
sounds
think I know
correct.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
One of the funniest things about the Cowboys-Bills matchup is, the Bills, they lost every year, and the Cowboys said the second time they played, which would have been Super Bowl 28, at a halftime they said, we go in and the Bills are winning. But the Cowboys said, you could see in their eyes, they thought they were going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, when you go, was that the 4th straight year that they had gone? I mean, at that point, you have to believe. I mean, we've seen this movie before. Let's go.
Speaking of, I've seen this movie before.
Let's go Cowboys-Steelers.
Cowboys-Steelers. We saw it in Super Bowl 10, Super Bowl 13, and Super Bowl 30.
Come on.
Way to go.
There we go.
Steelers, great choice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
3 times.
We are running dry here.
There's only 4 left on your list. No strikes against you, Chris Watkins.
The Packers had to have played somebody multiple times. Let's see here. I'll go. We go Packers Packers Chiefs. Why not? That's not it. That's not it.
That was the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But
Was
they
it
haven't
really?
played since.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's strike one against you.
I knew that. That's why I just figured, I was
You
like,
figured it happened once, it probably happened
exactly.
again.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was going through my mind. I'm just going to stick with the Packers. Let's go. Packers Colts.
Packers Colts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be strike two against you.
All right. We're abandoning the Packers.
The 7 Super Bowl matchups we've seen more than once. Steelers Cowboys, Cowboys Bills, and Patriots Eagles. Of course, we're not counting this one yet, but we will have another one next week. So there's 4 left on the board. Chris has 2 strikes. One more guess. If you get it right, you keep going. If you miss, Alan with the chance to scoop and score. He's rocking.
This is impossible.
He doesn't want to give you any clues, so he's keeping everything inside. Tight as a drum.
Raiders got to be involved in one of these. It's definitely not the Bucks. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst. I have no idea. I almost said Niners Chiefs. Man, this is so bad. I'm gonna go with.
I just need a couple teams.
Yeah, I'll say Niners and. Yeah, I mean, I know. There's the. Well, I'll just say the Bengals. Yeah, I'll say the Bengals. Why not?
Super Bowl 16 and Super Bowl 23.
There we go.
49ers
There we
Bengals.
go.
There
Okay.
you go.
There we go.
Simone was trying to help you out with
She was
Alan.
trying to.
As
Well, I
you
knew
were-
it had happened
you were focused,
once.
She was doing a tiger.
Well, I can't see anything behind me.
I know, but somebody else was benefiting
well,
from
then I'm
that.
glad that I got that out of the way. No.
That's correct.
Just
There's
I
only
have no
3
idea.
left on the
I
list
have
here.
Absolutely no idea. It's even tough to just keep track of these things. I'll say Rams. I don't know. Rams Titans isn't right. We'll say Rams and I'll say Rams and Chiefs. Why not?
That's incorrect. Strike 3 and you're out.
Why not?
But it
That's
still
fine.
could work out for you.
Yeah.
Alan Stiles.
He's
struggled
rocking.
a
I
little
can't
bit
tell.
this week
Yeah.
in the football feud. I know you've been doing your homework, diligently preparing. Now you have the chance to steal. There are 7 Super Bowl matchups, we've seen more than once. We have Steelers, Cowboys, 49ers, Bengals, Cowboys, Bills, Patriots, Eagles. If you can name one of the 3 remaining that Kristen mentioned, you're the winner. If not, Chris goes home a champion once again.
Well, sometimes the phoenix rises from the ashes. How did Eli?
I really hope he gets this wrong.
How did
Oh
Eli
my
Manning
gosh, no.
get his 2 Super Bowls?
Whack.
Patriots, Giants. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Super
morning.
Bowl.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon. And good night.
And good night. Super Bowls 42 and 46. That's exactly right.
yeah.
Giants, Patriots.
Thank you.
Alan
Whoopee.
Stiles
Thank
is
you.
your champion.
Thank you.
Chris, I thought you were going to get it with the Rams.
Yeah.
Rams and Patriots. Twice we saw his
Greatest show on turf.
Yeah. And then Goff and
Oh my
it's a
gosh.
pretty
The
recent one.
13-3 Super Bowl, that should not count. That should not
I'm
count as an
sorry.
actual game.
It counts. And then
Oh
the other
my
one
goodness.
was Super Bowl 7 and 17 was Dolphins in Washington.
Had
there
my
was
fins
no
up
way.
back here too.
There was
Thumbs up
no
back
way anyone's
here.
getting
Way
that.
to go, Ellen!
Thank you. I'm a
Hope you
man
feel
of
good.
Congratulations.
integrity.
Happy
And
Friday.
maybe the text line helped a little.
Oh,
I didn't mean to.
Foul.
I didn't mean to.
Foul.
We have been I literally just.
Hell no.
Yeah, thank you,
I
Mike.
know. But you got Bengals.
No.
That's why.
Especially when he played only because he felt sorry for
No,
you.
you got Bengals from Simone. It
Thank
evens.
you.
At
Wow.
least I admitted it.
Wow.
I admitted it.
Wow.
I
I'd
don't
like
get
to say
anything
I'm
for admitting
surprised. Wow.
I didn't mean to.
Wow.
What? How does that happen?
Wow.
I'm just
Text
sitting
game.
here
Wow.
looking at. Oh my goodness! Right there.
Oh my goodness.
It's right
Okay,
there.
shout out
The
to
answers right in
the
front of
text
my
line.
face.
If
I'm
I had
just-
if I had a flag, I'd throw it because didn't we have that very discussion yesterday? Is
Yes.
it legal to
Yes.
get help on
I have to
the text
look
line?
at.
And I think
You gave him
both
too
said,
much time
no.
anyway. We got no time. We gotta get out of here. You gave him too much time. I can't look
My
at the
bad.
camera.
Next time I'll just look at my phone.
I can't look at the
My
camera.
fault. My fault. I'll
I
just
can't look at the camera.
to the ground like that,
Really?
the
I can't look
whambulance.
at the camera for 10 minutes straight. I'm just, enjoying my time.
That's my bad. Yeah.
I wasn't looking for fun.
Ambulance.
I wasn't looking to get help. I want to know people enjoying the show.
Very appropriate that the
Here we go.
Patriots was part of
Exactly.
your correct answer.
At least
Text
I
gate.
admitted it.
Text gate.
At least I admitted it. Hey,
Okay.
phone a friend. I needed this one, all right? And you're not going to take it from me. Nobody's going to take it from me. I needed
That's
this.
why
game.
I'm the bad boy of media.
No, that's
Yes.
him now. He's taking the crown.
I needed
He's
this.
taking the
Thank
crown.
you, 916. And thank you, 530. I didn't ask for it. I didn't.
So you accidentally looked at a couple of texts?
That's
Oh,
exactly right. No. I only saw the 916 one. The 530 came out. Simone, Bengals.
That's on me.
I don't think he heard her, though.
Yes, he did.
I
He did.
I definitely did.
Not taking this from me. Just like the Astros. You're not taking it. It was just a trash can.
I won't do
This
that
guy's
again. I'm
crazy.
sorry. I thought he needed to phone a friend.
But so did I. I needed to text a friend.
I mean, to be fair, you guys could see Simone. I can't see her,
Right.
so you were already getting the
I
hint.
didn't know what she was doing back there. It was interpretive dance or
I
something.
had fins up.
She was-
She was and then
miming. She
Bengals
was
was
miming.
this. Bengals was all of
Bengals
this.
I would have gotten with the claws.
I don't
but
know
the
what. I was
Dolphins,
getting more
yeah, I would-
confused.
like high diver. Yeah.
I was getting more confused. Whitey, what do you think?
What do I
King's
think
gonna
about
come out?
us?
What do you think? King's gonna come out? Shut out of a cannon.
I think
or
they're going to
what?
come out. I do. I think they're going to be out there.
They're gonna play.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Big if true.
All right, we gotta go. Simone says we gotta go. Hey, 2-2. Hey, we evened out. It's just like golf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Playoff
bound
Monday.
to happen. Yeah, there we go.
I think
There
we
we
gotta
go.
get ready to go, and
Yeah.
there's just a lot going
I don't
on.
know.
So
that venue sounds great.
No,
We'll do
I'd
venues.
love to play, but we just have so much to get
So
ready
much
for. I got to
content.
meet with Jason Ross after the show, and there's a lot going on. Thank you for all the callers. I mean, probably the most calls we've ever had. Thank you for all the passion as far as the All-Star snubs.
You want to thank the texters as well, Alan?
And the texters as well. Shout out to the text line for helping me get this W on a Friday. I can tell my daughter, I can tell my family I'm not a complete loser. Thank you very much. Thank you to Simone, who did a great job. Chris Watkins, Alan Stiles. We will talk to you on Monday. Until then, we have the Drive Guys with Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. Until then, secure the bag, light both beams, Pacers and Bulls. We'll see you.
Domantas Sabonis faces his former team as the Kings are in Indiana.
Drives inside, reaches, comes up short.